All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of It's All About the Build podcast. In this episode, we're going deeper than just talking about cars. We're going to go into how an idea gets planted, how an obsession starts, and how a lifetime gets built around it. We're going to dive into where that itch to build really comes from, the early influences that shape a builder, and the lessons you can only learn by putting in the time. This conversation is packed with deep custom car culture, and that's Kustoms with a K. We're going to dive into real automotive roots, a little bit of music, and some of the controversy that comes with standing your ground and building cars your way. This conversation isn't just about an era or a trend. This is how the cars, the music, and how history came together to build this builder. How that culture bleeds directly into the cars, the lifestyle, and the mindset behind each and every one of his builds. That's what we're diving into. This isn't just a highlight reel of this man's life. It's his story, how he was influenced by the culture, how he was influenced by the music, and how he was influenced by the likes of Barris, Winfield, and names of that era. My guest for this episode is none other than the man they call VooDoo Larry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is It's All About the Build.
Talking about building hot rods here. Not talking about sugarcoat. We're talking about everything. Knuckle busting. Rust in your fucking eyes. We're talking about building fucking hot
rods. Yeah, right.
Freestyle. Whoa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of It's All About the Build podcast. Sponsored by the one and only IBF Hot Rods, Huntington, Indiana.
Crazy Man Crazy.
Crazy Man Crazy is here. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different for the most part. We got an audience, and so
it's good to have an audience.
Yeah.
It's good to have fans and friends and all that, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Absolutely.
we're in the nicer part of, I don't know, this isn't Chicago. Is
No,
it?
we're in the suburbs of Chicago.
So what is this, Elk
Grove Village.
Grove Village?
We're 15 minutes on the west side of O'Hare Airport.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bedroom community.
Pretty much.
So today we have a special guest. We are going to do a little intro. He doesn't need an intro, but I try to do intros with everybody. If you know anything about the custom world, which I was ignorant to when I started, and I had no idea who VooDoo Larry was, and next thing I know, everybody's like, you need to go talk to this guy. And he's like, he's just north of Chicago or whatever. And I was like, well, he's not too far.
Yeah.
So
So you guys still drove here?
yeah,
It's still a drive?
yeah,
3.5 hours, something like that? Yeah.
I think so. Something like that. It was worth the drive.
That's good.
You know.
Well, thank you for having me on your podcast.
Well, thanks for having us come around. You know, not everybody responds, and not, you know, some people I just don't want to talk to after I talk to them on the phone. After I talk to them on the phone, yeah, right.
Good. That's good. That's good. Right.
Right. But yeah, so anybody who doesn't know who VooDoo Larry is, his real name is Larry Grobe.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
The E is not silent.
No, it's an E. Grobe E. It's German. So I'm Italian German.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I grew up in an Italian family, so most of the time I actually lived with my grandparents 90% of the time as a kid. And my grandfather always told me, Larry, do what makes you happy in your life and do what you want to do and make yourself happy. And all these years later, here I am building cool cars. So do you want me to
Well, you can do. How about you do a little bit of
like an
do
intro,
a cliff note? I have it, but I mean, it's gonna sound better from you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Okay, like we were talking about, yeah, I'm known as VooDoo Larry, and what got me in this whole thing, my friends, is I'm going to tell you guys, and all you guys pretty much know already, is when I was a 14-year-old kid watching American Graffiti, and everybody and their grandmother saw American Graffiti probably 800 times, and since then, when I saw that movie, I'm like, my whole life changed. Remember, I was 14 years old, so back then I was racing BMX, believe it or not. We're going to go back to my BMX days in the 70s, and I was racing BMX, and when I saw this movie, I'm like, something in my head was like, wow, that's so cool. But, everybody loved Milner's Coupe and Felfa's 55 Chevy. But I'm going to tell you guys, when I saw that 51 Mercury, the Pharaohs. Remember the Pharaohs? Joe the Pharaoh. So anyway, God rest his soul. I got to meet him one time in my whole life. So anyway, the thing is when I saw that movie, I'm like, man, that is a cool. And remember, I don't know what kind of cars they were. I just saw this cool 50s car with a chopped top, a lowered top. Like there wasn't a factory height top. It was low. And I'm like, that's cool. And inside the car, there was fur, like fur hanging down. And on the back package tray was fur. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool, man. Like those, and they're wearing matching club coats. Oh, the Pharaohs. Now I had 4 of them, and they're all wearing matching club coats that said Pharaohs in the back. One day I'm going to have my own car club. All these years later, here I am. I'm the club president of the VooDoo Kings Car Club. We are now in 14 states. We have over 100 members since 1997. So I'm happy to say that the culture started with me is watching American Graffiti when I was a kid. Now, we all watched Grease, which was cool too, around the same time era.
Yep. Crater Face.
Watching Crater Face, the Scorpions, from the Scorpions with the flamethrowers. Is it really?
Years old.
And I bet you she still loves the flamethrowers coming out of the car too, right?
Absolutely.
What was it? The Hell's Chariot.
That's it.
It was the Hell's Chariot. And I'm going to tell you, man.
When a pink lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Brush. So anyway, one of those things is when I was a kid seeing that, I'm like, man, one day I'm going to have a 50s car with flame shooting out the back end of it. And trust me, I've done a lot of flame throwing over my years because of that movie, watching it as a kid.
That's awesome.
So anyway, yeah, it was that's what got me in this whole culture.
Yeah.
And then I started like changing, and when I got to be 15, 16 years old, I became a greaser, and I lived the culture. I would go to high school dressed with my 501s on, my Converse gym shoes, or my motorcycle engineer boots, my leather jacket. It'd be 90 degrees outside. I'd be wearing my leather jacket because I was cool.
Die hard.
Or I'll
Hell yeah.
Now you couldn't. Now when I got into high school, we had a smoking lounge. So you go out there. I was smoking since I was a kid.
Cool. Great.
And we had a smoking lounge the first year. And then when I was a freshman, sophomore year, they closed the smoking lounge because too many students were going out smoking. I'm like, man, how are we going to smoke now, man? So what we would do is us greasers, we have 4 of us. We dressed the part everywhere we would go. Almost like the T-Birds in the movie.
Yeah.
So, but we were the greasers. So anyway, during hall break time, you have your what would they call that when you would go from class to class? There was that period time.
Passing period.
Yes, passing time. Yes. So we would go to our lockers. We weren't digging for books. We'd go in there and light up a smoke, and we were smoking in our locker with our heads digging there, puffing away. and there was so many students walking by because you didn't smell the cigarette smoke. And we were all our heads in there, pop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hot box.
Ash in the bottom of the locker, ash in the bottom of the locker. But you know what? We were cool. Nobody ever caught us for smoking in there because so much students walking by, it just blew the smoke away.
Yeah.
There was only 4 of us, but there was a lot of others that smoked in school too. Everybody went in the bathrooms and smoked and all that shit, Sorry about it. But anyway, so back then we were cool.
Yeah.
We would go to the malls. So anyway, we're going to start talking about cars here, okay?
Yeah. Well, hold on before we go too far.
Yes.
Let's introduce everybody else that's here.
Okay.
That way we have an idea.
You guys introduce yourselves.
Sure.
Tony?
I'm Tony. I got my customer, VooDoo Larry's. He's building me a 31 Ford right now.
It's actually sitting right
5-window
yeah,
coupe right
behind
there.
Getting
Boomity boom boom.
Super close to paint. I'm getting super freaking excited.
He might be able to drive the car sometime at the end of this year.
Without the wheels falling.
In the wintertime. Yeah. No comments.
Yeah, no comment. It's great experience, and I'm so grateful that he's took on this build for me. And
it took a bit. It is a while.
It's a great car though.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and you know what? He'll actually be able to smoke the tires off of it and put another set of tires.
Nice.
Without the car falling apart. Without the car falling apart.
And I'm grateful that he put air conditioning in the thing.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. He's the customer.
Is that the tilt front windshield? Is that what?
No. He actually
I got AC in there. I got AC, and it's the very first car.
A hot rod that has air conditioning.
Yeah.
And it's a 5-speed too. So.
Yeah, 5-speed. Okay, so your footwell is this wide.
I
with
got
3
it,
pedals in.
Yeah.
He has a size 11 or 12 shoe.
But I got my Vans on. I'm
I'm gonna say you're gonna have to make a custom shoe with little tips.
So when he hits the brake and the gas at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go nowhere fast.
But But he worked with me doing it, so it was for the customer.
He did.
He works for a customer, and I totally appreciate that because I've been down some roads that the builder doesn't actually help you out like as much as he's helped me out like that. So I'm appreciative of that, and he's making it safe for my kids and my lady and all that good stuff, and it'll stay in my
Especially when it comes to the kids.
It'll stay in my family. It's not. I'm not building to sell it. I'm building to drive it, and if God forbid I pass away tomorrow, my daughters will get it.
Yeah, right.
And his daughters can't wait to go for a ride in there.
I believe it.
Absolutely.
And they're little kids.
100%.
Well, it's like you said. Safety's the number one thing.
That's it.
It is. It truly is.
Absolutely.
It has to be done.
Safety. It's got to be road reliable. It's
Well, it has.
mechanically inclined. None of that cut corners. Don't do this, do that.
Yeah.
Right. And Larry's doing everything above and beyond and stuff like that because he knows I'm gonna be shit out of it.
It's what
So he's TIG welding stuff and racking it and doing that, bracing it. So he knows. So he knows my
his whole frame on it's TIG welded, so it's
Nice.
it's strong and durable.
Yeah.
experience from the past guy. We won't mention no names. He's making it so much better. So this is a blessing.
Good.
Like I say.
I personally can't wait to see it in color too myself.
Me too. It looks great.
It's gonna be
Sitting there
a
in
crazy
metal.
color he's picking too. I don't know if he told you, but
Crazy candy apple red. I know it's not gonna be green, but it's gonna be candy apple. red.
candy apple red on a hot rod. I've never seen that yet.
So
That'll be a first for me in my world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's it.
Gonna be rad, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who's next? Next to you.
That guy right there. Who's that?
Jason.
Jason.
Yeah. I met him, no, half my life, probably more than that. 20-something, almost 30 years ago, probably.
So you just stop by on Saturdays. You don't have anything here that he's building.
No.
He will eventually.
Yeah.
He will eventually. We're bugging him. We're getting that bug in his ear. You know.
I've had
He's had a couple
plethora
cars.
of cars over the years,
Yeah,
but nothing at the moment. I come here for inspiration. I don't know. I think it's the best gift is just to
And he's a good friend that hangs out. He's a true friend right
get
there.
to see this stuff behind the scenes. I mean, I think that's where the beauty lies. He's an artist in his own world.
Yeah.
My last real job, I worked at Playboy magazine.
Yeah,
on her.
that's where we met. We sort of
That's where
Playboy magazine.
Jason.
Pimping
He was a young kid.
Pimping ain't easy.
It was a job. You know, I was still building cars then, but it was a job. You know, and he remembers me driving my '52 Oldsmobile VooDoo Man to work.
Yeah, when I first met Larry,
Like Oldsmobile chop top.
building a 2-car garage
Yes.
behind his house to have a space to be able to work on
Yes.
stuff like this. So at that time,
And you were
this
coming
was
over
all
to
a
my house,
dream and
too.
a vision. Oh yeah, I would
Yeah.
go to the house and hang out after work. And
Yeah.
this was all like a dream and vision. So, you know, all these years later to come see this come to fruition, that's like the best gift for to see someone. It's like we're all dreamers, right? But
Yeah.
him here today, like that's right.
You'll get a car soon. You'll
Yeah.
one day. You're getting there. It takes a bit, but you will. You will, for sure.
And what about
Lawn seats.
the lawn? Back in the lawn seats. I
Well,
believe
was
you
it
can
tube
see it
socks? What do you
all
call
the
them?
way
Tube
back.
Tube socks. That's a good nickname.
He is definitely a client. He is definitely a client.
I love you, Jimmy. I love you, man.
Yeah, we got Jimmy in the background, and then of course my wife is here with us.
Tube socks.
Tube sock Jimmy in the back.
GQ magazine over here, right? I'm building a Jimmy's 49 Merc back there. That's gonna be one bitch in Merc right there. I'm gonna tell you that much. There's a lot going on in that car, and it's very traditional styling. That's why I like to build my cars. Very traditional styling. So there's a lot going on in Jimmy's car, and I'm adding myself too. Yeah, it is a Ford and a Ford. Believe it or not. Believe it or not.
What?
Yeah. Not a small block Chevy, even though I love my small block Chevys.
Nothing wrong with that.
But anyway, yeah. So it's one of those things that that I've been building this car. The body was pretty rough when it came here. He built his own roller car and brought me just the body to start with to replace all the rust. And that car had a lot. Next to Steve's Merc on the rack over there, they were both the same rust belt cars. You know what I mean? They were, they dealt with winters and salt and all that crap that rots the car out. So I rebuilt his whole lowers of his car starting with.
Yeah, it looks like you did a lot of work walking around.
Yeah.
Now, more than likely, for anybody who's not watching this on YouTube or anything, I think I'm gonna probably do a walk around
For sure.
and do it
Sure.
and post that on YouTube. That way,
Explain.
yeah, we can do a
different
quick walk
cars.
around like that.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Anyway, a lot of work has gone into his car, and it's nearing completion, ready to go to body shop soon. Not like next week, but there's still a lot of metal stuff. There's small stuff.
yeah,
And the thing is, when I do my videos on my VooDoo Larry Customs page or YouTube, I explain to people that it's the small stuff that people don't see what it takes to finish a car.
yeah.
Now they see the whole car coming together, but they don't see the small stuff in behind stuff that it needs to be repaired or needs to be fabricated from scratch. So that's what I try to explain to people. That takes more time.
Yeah. Well, that's just like packing something in.
Time consuming.
Yeah.
Tedious stuff.
Yeah.
With precision. You can't just. Yeah.
Oh, matter of fact, like Tony's grill shell right there. I don't know how many hours I have just fabbing up his gas cap.
Get the fake cap on there, but make it look authentic.
I built the metal up.
Can't just bolt it on. There's nothing that's bolted.
No, some guys will take and make it out of filler.
Yeah.
They'll sand it down.
Yeah.
You can't do that because they'll crack down the road.
Yeah.
So I make it out of metal. I take the round bar and fab it up and sculpt it out of metal. I build a weld up. It's fabric and everything, just like any car in here. You know what I mean? So metalwork is very time consuming.
Yeah.
And I try to explain it, but
man, it's an art.
But anyway, when any of these cars are done, I'm happy to say I've been happy to build these cars, and they're going to be show winning cars, and that's makes me happy. You know what I mean? And I'm honored to say I've been doing this for 46 years of my life.
Absolutely.
I've owned my business for 20 years now, and yeah. So
this job you've been 15 years? You said
15 years in this building here, and I started out 5 years prior to that in Schaumburg and Elk Grove Village. So it's one of those things that I'm happy to say that I'm still here doing this after all these years.
I can't wait to drive that thing with your name on it.
Right.
We're going to name it VooDoo Vengeance.
Nice.
He actually, believe it or not, has the original piece of that car from the VooDoo Psychosis.
Yeah.
Okay.
First trunk lid that was on the VooDoo Psychosis is on the back of his car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He owns a piece of history.
That's awesome.
And I think it's still green underneath, too.
It is.
We should keep it green underneath.
Keep it like that.
You should.
No, we're going to do that.
Matter of fact, there's a picture. I was an old school rides for many, many years of
Psychosis.
all that. Yeah.
See,
And if you look on the back corner wall by the Bailey Power Hammer, there's a big screenshot of the Psychosis in issue, I think maybe issue 11. I don't remember.
That was 31?
31 Model A Psychosis.
Yeah.
It's changed a couple times since I ended up getting rid of it, but that's the first version, and that's the trunk lid that he has in the back of his car that was on that.
Now, you built that car in 6 months or something?
Oh, nine. Yeah, I built it in 5 months.
Yeah.
After hours. Customers will come first, so only time for my stuff is after hours, after night, or early mornings. A lot of times if I feel like it, now I'm getting up in age, so it's like, there's a lot of times I'm tired and stuff in the morning, or I'm tired at the end of the day, but so if I have enough time in the morning time, I'll get here 6 o'clock in the morning, work till 9, put 3 hours in my car, my personal stuff, and then the regular 8-9 hour day on customer stuff. And then after the fact, if I feel like working late at night, then I'll spend another 3 or 4 hours at nighttime working on my stuff.
Yeah.
So if I feel like it now, but I'm getting up in age now, you're kind of feeling your age and stuff. So, but not only that, I got band practice. I got a lot of other stuff going on too.
Well, you got the club. Don't you have club meetings here too?
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
We're actually doing one next Saturday, believe it or not. We're going to have a club meeting here next Saturday. But anyway, so yeah, so it's one of those things that, my stuff gets done, but everybody else's stuff does too, because it keeps me in business,
Now, since we're talking about that, how is it with the wife?
My fiance?
Yeah, your fiance. So
Ruby?
My apologies.
That's all right. Ruby is down in Texas right now visiting her son for Mother's Day right now, so she can't be here today. Ruby actually helps me a lot in the shop. She does my invoicing, my billing, and believe it or not, she actually does some work too. She actually knows how to weld. I taught her how to weld, how to fabricate, how to grind, how to use a power hammer.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people guys too are intimidated by that tool right there.
Yeah.
That's a ground pounder.
Yeah.
And first time she came here, guess what I had her do?
What was that?
I had her make a piece of metal and actually use that power hammer. And she went over to it and she started okay, that's cool.
Right.
Where's the heavy one? That's it, the heavy one. No, she did good. So she does a lot. She's been helping me on the wagon over here a lot now. So whenever she has time, she's a school teacher, so she can't make it here all the time, which is fine. I'm in the shop pretty much, I don't know, 99% of the time myself.
Okay.
Throughout the whole day. And so it's one of those things. And I'm a shop owner, so I got to run everywhere. I got to run errands and do this and that and this and that, and still come and build cars, They get done. They get done eventually.
Yeah, right.
And
clients know that too, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, your clients know that too.
They do.
We're sitting here with what? How many cars in here? 14 maybe?
Yeah, 14 cars now.
So, if somebody's expected to be done in 6 months, I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's no way.
No.
And I try to explain them, but I'm a one-man shop, and I got to jump around.
Yeah. Well, with your name too, you've been in the business for a long time. So, people are coming to get VooDoo Larry to build the car.
Yes.
And they don't want Larry. They don't want Larry Grobe to build the car. They're here for VooDoo or VooDoo Larry
or Bob or Joe or whoever.
Right.
Crazy man, crazy. Yeah. They want Larry to build their cars, and that's what Larry does, builds the cars.
Yeah.
And that's what I do, and I love it. The customs are my life. And the hot rods too. I built quite a few rods in the past, but I started out as a kid loving custom cars. I grew up with the names of George Barris and Gene Winfield and Daryl Starbird and Bill Hines and Candy Apple Joe Bellion and all these guys. I met them all. The only people I never met, and me being a pinstriper, was Larry Watson or Von Dutch. I always wanted to meet Von Dutch and Watson both because I'm pinstriping. I was a pinstriper. I'm 40 years now. So I learned pinstriping on my own. I just picked it up one day, and I'm like, I'm going to start pinstriping. There's a long story in that. I can go on forever, but that's a whole other time. So anyway, I love pinstriping. I pinstripe everything from guitars to drums to toilet seats to mailboxes, cars.
To the decals on your windows for the front door, you know?
All my striping on the
glass. When we pulled up, I was like, no, that's all pinstripe. That ain't
it's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, like, real easy. I don't know. I couldn't do it.
So yeah, it's just one of those things that when I started getting into this, I wanted to do everything in this culture of the 50s.
Yep.
I wanted to live the 50s culture. I wanted to build the custom cars. I wanted to pinstripe. I wanted to play 50s music. I wanted to do it. I wanted to dress 50s. I want to listen to 50s music in my cars. You know, that's just how I was. I was one of those guys that loved this culture. And I always asked my grandparents questions too, because obviously they went through the 30s, 40s, and 50s also. So it's just one of those things that I wanted to learn as much as I can and do as much as I can while I'm alive in this culture. Unfortunately, we're losing all our legends. You know, Gene just passed away, and Gene was a good friend of mine since I was 18 years old. George Barris was too. I got to meet these guys. I remember I started out as a kid not having any money, and I got my first 51 Buick when I was in high school. So I was still in high school when I got my 51 Buick, and just from watching a movie. I'm like, you know, I go to school, I drive that car to school, and I have these kids. Most of the cars were popular back then when I was going to school.
Yeah.
So all these kids are driving their Novas, their Chevelles, and Camaros. And here's Larry driving grandma's car around, the 1951 Buick. But you know what? I was driving that car to school back and forth in my 51 Buick Granny Mobile because I was cool. I'm wearing my leather jacket, driving down the road with my Dynaflow transmission, my straight 8. No air conditioning, no heat. The heater didn't even work in the car, but I got it off this little old lady for $600, and I was proud to own a 50s car.
Yeah.
And every Friday night, me and my buddies, my greaser friends, we'd hop in that car and we'd go to bowling alleys. We go to malls. Remember when malls were popular?
No.
We walk through the malls with a collar, with our leather jackets with our collars up and our fake cigarettes rolled up in our sleeve because you couldn't do that. You know, we all smoked anyway, but it's just one of those things that we were cool driving around in my car. Now, we didn't have a stereo. We didn't have a radio. But you know what I had? I had a cassette player this big. Cassette pops out, put the cassette in there, and a whole glove box full of batteries. And we play Gene Vincent and Eddie Cochran and Stray Cats and all the cool rockabilly and rock and roll that we can listen to of that era.
Yeah.
And to this day, I play it in my band.
Well, when I walked in here, you
I love my music. I'm half deaf. I hear ringing. I hear ringing in my ears. I've heard ringing in my ears now for 40 years because of doing this, going to concerts, standing by speakers, and listening to bass. I love bass. I have a bass system in my truck. I love playing my upright bass and my electric bass. I love the low sound. My bass and my system in my truck rattles my windows. I love that. That to me
is the bass up on your voice. The way we can rattle it in here.
Oh, baby, ho, check 1, 2. Hey, baby, ho. So I do love the bass. Yeah. Bass is my world. So it's just one of those things that I love this whole culture. I live it. I've looked like this since I was a kid. I got tattoos, you know, because it was cool because you read books and magazines of sailors having full sleeve tattoos, like almost like sideshow. And I love the sideshow era of the 40s. Freak show stuff, yeah. Like the most tattooed guy, and is a sailor guy with tattoos on his hands, his neck, and that's what I wanted to do. Nowadays, you look at dudes that
mainstream. Now it's
you look at dudes now.
Nothing else.
They got tattoos on their hands and their neck, and you take their shirt off, and there's no tattoos.
Yeah.
No, I'm fully covered from here up. I'm like, this is me. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that I had to get that.
Coupe shot.
Hey, remember, you can have tattoos in GQ magazine.
So back in the day when you started learning everything, I mean, we didn't have YouTube. You couldn't just get on YouTube or social media or anything.
Absolutely.
So how did you figure?
You know what it was?
Yeah.
It's called picking up a book.
What the
in
hell?
a magazine?
What's a book? What's a
book.
magazine?
And I'm going to tell you right now, I never liked reading. I actually went to special ed schools because I didn't read. I know how to read now, but because I went to special ed schools, but I hated reading. I wanted to draw pictures. You know what got me through? I'm going to tell you guys. True story. When you pick up a book or a magazine, pictures with a caption on the bottom. That told you a whole story right there.
Right.
Not even reading pages and paragraphs. You like this?
Notes, man.
You like this right here? You know what I looked at? I looked at about 4 words in this whole thing, and I knew exactly what we're talking about.
That's right.
Because of the couple of words I saw in there. So that's how, when I look at pictures and captions under the picture, it could be a little paragraph.
You're like AI before AI.
Pretty much. Pretty much. And here I am drawing the pictures. I would draw pictures. I would draw. Since I was a baby, since I was 2 years old, I was drawing pictures, flowers and castles and ships and all. I love ships. I love sailing ships. Sailing ships. I was big as a kid drawing sailing ships and dinosaurs. Then, as I got older, monsters came into play. I love Frankenstein. Frankenstein's my favorite monster in the whole world. I would dress like him for Halloween. I'll have to show you guys pictures sometime. I'm legit. I'm talking about 7-foot-tall Frankenstein. I built platform shoes out of metal and everything. And I'm going to show you guys. You won't believe it. You've seen them, right? Oh, yeah. Yes. Jimmy, have you seen my Frankenstein at all? Yes. I'm like literally a 7-foot-tall Frankenstein. So anyway, growing up as a kid, I draw pictures. And then now I start, I'm getting in school now. I'm in grade school, almost going into high school. And I'm going to start drawing cool cars now. And I love drawing flames. I was a flame kid. I draw flames on everything. Scallops. I draw that everywhere. And I'm like, now when it comes time to doing real cars, I'm going to get good with this stuff. And I'm going to be the flame king. I'm going to put flames on cars and scallops and pinstripe them and everything. Everything has to do with art on cars. Yeah. I'm not talking about building the cars yet. I'm talking about doing paintings and paint jobs on cars. So, believe it or not, I started working as a kid. I started working for Earl Scheib. You guys remember Earl Scheib? I'll paint any car, any color for $99.95. Back then, it would be $39.95. So anyway, I started working for Earl Scheib, and that's where I started learning to do body work. They brought me in because I was still driving my cars that I can afford as a kid. I would be driving my cars there. I learned how to French my first headlights on my 51 Buick from magazine articles of the little magazines, pocket-sized magazines as a kid. So that's what got me into customizing cars. I read about, George Barris is going to show you how to French a set of headlights, or he's going to show you how to shave door handles or French an antenna. So I'd read this stuff and captions, not whole.
That's right.
Yep.
Who's got
captions? I watched them because you can see in the pictures they're progressing, boomity boom, to the next whatever the next picture was. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why am I going to read all this when I can just see it right there in the pictures? Yeah. And that's what got building model cars. Who reads the directions? Right. I got the model car out and I started like, that part goes to that part goes to that, and I'm modifying this and that and this. So we never read instructions. Us guys are horrible at reading instructions on anything. I don't care what it is. Yeah. Yes.
With instructions.
Yeah, right. Instructions.
I had to read a lot of instructions to figure out how this fucking thing works.
Yeah, you have to. You need a computer genius to be that. You like a rocket scientist or something like that. Like I'm seeing all this stuff here. Here's mine. I can build you a candle. I actually make my own candles too, believe it or not. It's a side thing in the wintertime because we're from the Midwest, we freeze our asses off. But anyway, it's one of those things that. So over the years and all these years later, I learned a lot of stuff just on my own. Mm-hmm. I never went to school for it. I did take. When I was a kid getting out of high school, I graduated high school early, believe it or not, because I had enough credits because of my art. I learned how to do art. I took every art class. I'm talking about the history of art. Who really cares about art that was done in the 1600s? You know what I mean? Yeah. But I had to learn that. I had to learn that.
I'm all right, baby.
There's more in there. There's more in there. So anyway.
Well, it's early, I'll grab it.
Yeah. So anyway, you help yourself, man. So anyway, it's just one of those things that I learned. I learned this, and I had to learn the history of art, about Picasso. All that was ugly art. It was like, who does that? Nobody's going to do that. Even when you get older, who's going to do these ugly paintings from 1,000 years ago or 600 years ago or even 300 years ago or even 100 years ago? I want art from the 50s. I want to learn how to draw Ratfink, and I want to learn how to draw Von Dutch flying eyeball. Right. I got plenty of them. I got a huge red fink right here in the side right here. You know, so it's one of those things that tattooed. I'm saying tattooed.
Yeah, I got you.
So I found this flying eyeball, I know, like 5 times on my body. So it's just one of those things that I wanted to do art from the 50s. I thought it was so cool with the cartoon characters and the pinstriping and the flames and all cool stuff that you could put on a car.
Yeah.
You know, customizing your
Thick
car.
lines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pinstripe. I don't do thin line stuff. You look even here, it's all bold line stuff, and that's what I like doing because that was the era of that time frame where it was popular. Now everything's like thin and like you put a thin design on a big 50s car, it disappears.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling Dennis. He's got that on his car. I don't know who else did it, on his car, but I told him that's coming off. When you got a big 50s hood that's this big, you need a nice piece on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Don't there's a little chicken scratch on there. You know what I mean? So, and you know who was very popular was George Barris. George Barris, and I'm going to tell you a long story short.
Cliff notes. You know?
Photo caption.
So anyway, George Barris used to spell the word custom with a C, how it's pronounced, custom. Well, one day, Mr. Von Dutch, a.k.a. Kenneth Howard, came in to George's shop as a pinstriper. Now, George was using Dean Jeffries and all these other guys, but then here comes Von Dutch, Kenneth Howard, and he brought his flair into George's shop. George loved pinstriping. Gene Winfield hated it, and I've known Gene for all these years of my life too. Gene thought pinstripe was chicken scratch. Why would anybody put that on a car? It was actually invented, believe it or not, during the war era. They put it on planes.
Okay, yeah.
Then after the war era after World War II, they started putting it on cars. You know what they would put it on cars for? To cover scratches on your door handles.
Yeah.
You scratch with your fingernails, your keys,
Yeah.
on the front of a hood,
Right.
bug chips and stone chips and bugs.
Yeah.
The whole front of your car, the back of the car, you had trunk, keys, scratching the trunklet. So they added that as a flair to cover up scratches on your 50s car.
It's amazing how much came from that wartime because
Yes.
they say that ape hangers,
World War II planes.
said that ape hangers came from the wartime because when they were riding their motorcycle through.
Yeah.
Hells Angels.
So that it wasn't
Yeah.
because the crazy bastards were putting up, tripwire at neck level.
Yep.
Supposedly, is that true? I don't know.
I
to
want to
Wikipedia
say I
that
think
one,
it is
but-
true.
I mean,
just like the World War hot rods.
Yeah.
Okay, after you got out of World War II, these guys were stripping these Model A downs to nothing. Because it was heavy. They wanted to go fast on the streets. These things were made to go to a drag strip. They were street racers.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the tuner cars of nowadays. This was your tuner car back then.
Yeah.
Back in 1948. And I learned a lot of stuff about Gene Winfield because he was over there in Korea building hot rods in a little garage in Korea over there, building hot rods over there because they had these bodies. Henry Ford sold billions of these things around the world.
Yeah.
So, but after World War II, everybody would. Now they're putting bomber seats in because they're lightweight. They're aircraft. They're aluminum, and they're speed holes and everything's lightweight. So then these guys start putting these bomber seats in hot rods. And the ones in Tony's car, I actually scratch built from the original ones that are up there. You see the tan ones behind those hubcaps? Those are original.
I do.
Those are original parachute or jump seats. They're not bomber seats. Those are jump seats. They're even more rare than the aluminum bomber seats. Those are actually made out of steel. So I took those and I made my forms and I made his and they're from scratch. They look just like the original ones from World War II.
That's crazy.
World War II ones are going in Lee's car. Those are his seats, but I made Tony's seats to look identical to those. And the cool thing with Tony's seats, they tilt forward because back then, when you sat in these things, your parachute would deploy as soon as you jump off that seat. There's a hook on the back of the seat that would deploy the parachute before you jumped out of the plane. There's a low-flying bomber, so their parachute would deploy, and that's where the bomber jump seat came from. They tilted forward out, so when you stood up out of there, the seat would catch up as soon as you jump out the window. Yeah. So that's how I learned a lot about that stuff. So back after World War II, they were stripping these hot rods down to nothing, fenderless, nothing in them to make them go faster. Because you got to remember, half of these had little four-bangers.
Yeah.
And then they came out in 1934, 33.
Well, the suspension
came out
alone,
the flat eights.
Complete junk.
Yes. Well, look at we're running all I-beam axles on all these hot rods right now as original front ends. But the 40 Ford brakes, because that was your first hydraulic brakes, 1936, the 40 had hydraulic brakes. And that's where the hydraulic brakes came in. You can see I got a bunch hanging up on the wall here. I collect that stuff because I build hot rods, So anyway, and then after the Kustoms now started out in the early days with Oh man, what's his name? What's his name? Not before Barris. Actually, Barris trained under him. Oh man, I'm horrible. I can't think of it right now.
Google.
Man, I can't think of it.
Moonshiner? No.
No.
Started doing that with Moonshiner too, though. All the hot rods, old school cars in it.
Yeah, when they were running moonshine. Yeah.
Well,
If you
moonshine
can drive faster than the cops, you're good.
They were still
man.
stock cars. They were still stock cars. They would drop the gas tank out and they put a moonshine tank in there. Exactly. Oh, Harry Westergard. I didn't even Google it, but okay. So Harry Westergard started customizing cars in the early 30s. This is like right after the model era where the cars started getting more swoopy.
Yeah.
1935, 36. And he would start chopping the tops, putting Carson tops on them, full fenders, fender skirts, full running board smooth. Like Jamie. Jamie's one of my best friends, and he's got a 36 310 that I've been building for quite a few years. He's at the body shop right now. And we built that car as more of that era of the late 30s into around 1950. And it's going to be a beautiful car.
So when you're building a certain era of vehicle, you're looking at keeping it true to, okay, let's look at the 30s. This 31 right here.
Yeah.
What are you looking at when you're doing this? You're looking like, if I was to customize this in a certain generation, okay, if you were to do it in the 50s or you were to build it in the 40s, like how are you know what I mean?
Well, I was
going to get into this.
watching 50s movies.
I was going to get into this shit later. But
Yes.
now
Watching 50s. Matter of fact, there's a movie called Tarantula. It was in the 50s, and it was a black and white. And in the movie, it was a bunch of hot rods trying to outrun this big, gigantic spider that's about 100 feet wide. And, like, seriously. And High School Confidential, a couple of George Barris cars are in there. There's a lot of cool 50s movies out there that you can research that have these in there. So me watching these as a kid on VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And watching these as a kid, I'm like, man, that's cool. And that's how I learned a lot about hot rods. What opening these Hot Rod magazine. I'm talking about the ones from the 50s, the little pocket size, not the bigger ones, So you learn a lot about that. You see them in TV shows. Matter of fact, who had the number one hot rod that was on a TV show was Ralph Mel from Happy Days. If you ever watched Happy Days as a kid, Ralph Mel held the coolest hot rod you would ever see. It was a roadster pickup truck. It was yellow with flames on it, and that was the cool. It was even cooler than Fonzie's motorcycle. When Ralph Mel would roll around in this freaking little roadster pickup truck. And that's what I remember as a kid watching that. And as you got older and you saw more movies with more hot rods in them and stuff like that, that's where the hot rod thing came in.
Like Larry's got his air, but like he'll work with the customers because I might be not as old as him, different generation, but I get what he does and I like what I like, and he works for you to make what you want.
Yeah.
End of story.
And try to keep it traditional. I try to keep them all traditional styling. Even, let's put here, Derek's 32 here. This started out as a 32. Now, 32s are super rare bodies. This is an original Henry Ford steel 32 body. Just like these are Model A's, but 32s are. And what made the 32 popular?
32 is the one that you want. It's the one you want.
Yeah.
32, and you know why, right?
And fiberglass for a fucking reason.
And you know why, right? Because Milner's 5-window coupe brought the 32 up to this par that everybody wants a 32 for because of American Graffiti.
Yeah.
Milner's yellow coupe, the 5-window coupe.
See, I like that, but it was more of a highboy tradition.
It was.
Style, which I'm not.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
No.
Crazy like
that's not cartoony. I'm getting there.
Highboy wasn't, but
Highboy is very similar to Derek's car now, and I built a 31 Model A Roadster on a 32 frame with a flatted traditional style highway, dark green one.
yeah.
So,
Beautiful car.
oh yeah, he's actually trying to sell it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's actually going to come bring it here this week because he wants to take pictures and help him sell it. But anyway,
Whoever gets it will be lucky to get it. It's a good car.
the Highboy versus the Lowboy, which is like Tony's car and Lee's car here, and like my cars, is because of Bonneville. Now, after World War II, these guys started stripping these cars down. Now we're going to take them to the salt flats. Now you can go as fast as you want, as far as you want, but you got to get them low slung. Gene Winfield built a car called the Thing, and man, I'm going to say probably maybe early 50s. And this thing was probably 10 inches lower than Tony's car because he built it so aerodynamics.
Okay.
The wind would go right over it.
Yeah.
And that's where these cars started getting low. Speed holes in the visor. You had a visor on it with no speed holes, that's slowing you down because the wind's catching up under here.
Right.
That's why you start putting speed holes in visors, in frames, anywhere you can put holes, front axles. Even a front axle, just that thin axle, it had no holes in it. It's aero. That's wind deflection.
Yeah.
So that's why everybody started drilling out holes. Like if you look at his car and Tony's car, there's speed holes in the axle.
I got you.
That adds more aerodynamics to a car.
What's like the beach racing and stuff? I guess the Highboys are real into the.
Yeah, well, remember you had out in you had Mojave out in California. Everybody run the dirt salt, not the salt flats, but the dirt flats.
What's the racetrack that went from the road to the beach back in the day?
Oh, that was Pomona, not Pomona.
Is that down at Daytona?
Daytona.
Was it Daytona?
It's a Daytona.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yes. Yes, but even in the 50s, Daytona had Bike Week too.
Yeah. Right by the ocean.
That's what the cars did. They were racing Hudsons and Oldsmobiles because those cars had horsepower from the factory. And that's where the whole stock car thing came in. Because they were taking bone stock cars and running them. And now as time progressed and NASCAR came out, that's where the moonshine runners came in.
Right.
So I learned a lot about this back then because moonshine runners got good at running out away from the cops. Let's put them on a track now and do an oval track.
Yeah. And
that's where NASCAR came in. This whole thing started with the moonshine runners and cars after World War II. So after a whole guys got bored. They wanted to customize their cars when they came out. I don't care if they
were bored and needed money.
Yes. I don't care if they chopped the tops on their shoebox fours, but there's guys like George Barris and Gene Winfield that were the specialties of chopping tops.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud to say since 1990, I've chopped over 170 cars now, and I've learned a lot over the years of doing these. I don't know how many Model A's and how many Chevys and Mercurys. Mercurys weren't quite as popular because they were a bigger car.
Yep.
Versus a Chevy. Chevy was cheap. I had a lot of Chevys because I was able to buy them for like $600 or $400 as a kid because they were the most affordable car. They had Mercuries, you couldn't afford Mercuries. And not only that, what made the car Mercury more popular was American Graffiti because they're the Pharaohs 51 Mercury in that movie.
Yeah, I know. I've worked with people that tell me that their favorite movie of all time is American
Graffiti.
And
it's like, Americana. Everybody wants to live Americana.
I love the cars. But there's no plot to it, which drove me crazy.
There isn't.
But I'm a horrible movie guy.
There is
a fucking horrible
movie. There's no
movie
plot
guy.
to it, but you know what?
But it was like
so cool.
Yeah, but the cars are amazing in it. And the T-Bird, I don't care what the hell. Who was the broad that was in the T-Bird?
Oh, Suzanne Summers.
Suzanne Summers.
Yeah,
I like the T-Bird. I don't even like the T-Bird.
Well, was it? Wendy was played by Laverne and Shirley. What's Shirley's real name? She passed away, unfortunately. Penny Marshall did too. Shirley Williams? Shirley played by Shirley Williams, I think, right? Laverne and Shirley? Right. Yeah. Cindy Williams. Cindy Williams was Shirley on Laverne and Shirley. She was American Graffiti. Ron Howard was.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of big names. Paul and Matt played Milner.
Oh, yeah. When I first watched...
Harrison Ford played frickin' Felton.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So those were big names in this movie. And finding out about the Mercury from American Graffiti, that car was built in 4 days. That was one of the worst chopped cars in the history of any chopped cars. All the stories I read about this car, but I thought it was the coolest thing. That thing was even
my
low.
favorite car.
If you look at that car had a California rake on. It was set 3 feet off the ground in the back, but it had a chop.
You had a couple coming in your shop that you got to re-chop.
Oh, man. There's 3 in my shop right now. That Shoebox Ford, that Mercury from California, and Steve's Merc. 3 cars right there, re-chops. That were the horrible.
That you fix.
Now, what do you see the most as far as like when you had to redo something? What are you seeing that somebody's screwing up with a chop? I mean, like I said, we're going to get into this shit, but fuck,
Great
we're
Mercuries.
already, you know?
They got great stuff. Bondo.
Oh, I've had it all.
Shit.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've done more Mercuries than anything of re-chops.
So you saw when I'm asking the question, I guess to reword it, what are you seeing that they're screwing up? Is it how the
fabrication? Okay, like
or-
let's put like the Eric's Merc over here, the rusty brown one here that I re-chopped. It had a wedge chop.
Okay.
The wedge chops were very popular in probably the late 70s and the late 80s, where you chop the top lower in the front and then in the back.
Yeah, whatever.
What happened? Yes, and I think what it is, a lot of guys didn't want to do all the work on the back of the top.
Okay.
To make it flow. When I chop my cars, I call them
basically
paper
presses.
chops. Yes.
There was the Carolina squat before the Carolina squat.
But the opposite way. That's called a wedge.
Yeah.
It's a wedge chop.
Yeah, I got
okay?
you. Yeah.
So I cannot stand wedge chops. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
the proportion is the most important part of an
right,
entire vehicle.
right.
And that's like your wagon. when you sectioned everything and brought everything down, it
Right.
just, you didn't even widen the car, but it looks wider than hell.
No.
But everything is proportioned. If you went any lower with the chop, it wouldn't look good.
And actually, I believe it or not, I chopped it one more time because I brought it down another inch and a half from where it was originally.
Right.
So because it didn't look right with the section body.
Yeah.
So now the top looks more proportional to the section body.
Right, and that's the most important part.
I don't draw pictures of cars when I build them. I sit and I look at the car. The car will come to me and I'll sit there for about 2 weeks and I'll look at the car. It doesn't matter if I've already chopped another car like that previous, but I look at that car and I'm like, I'm gonna look at this car every day that I'm here working, and I'm gonna picture what that car's gonna look like when it's done.
Yeah.
So
It's more of an organic
right.
customizing, I guess.
So I look at a car and I'm like, a lot of people like my chops because I call them tapered chops, where it's lower in the back. I always chop. Let's say I'm chopping like Jimmy's car, 5 inches in the front. Actually, it's 5.5. And then in the back, I usually do it another inch to 1.5 inches lower in the rear. So with his car, it's 5.5 in front and 7 in the back.
I feel like you're supposed to. I mean, every time.
But look how nice it flows into the
Exactly.
catwalk.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
That car came to me as a wedge chop, and it was probably done because the fabrication that was done in that, I mean, they had, there was 3 tops. Let's put it like this. That top had 3 tops on top of another. Instead of cutting it out, they just put another top and welded it down.
Wow.
Oh, that didn't look good. It warped it and buckled and
Crazy shit there.
they put another top. That car had 3 tops welded on top of each other on that car right there.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I mean, why do you?
So it took a lot of thought process. Just cut it all out.
Yeah,
Just cut it all out. And that's what I did. His shoebox Ford, I have never seen a whole top that was sculpted out of Bondo. That car probably had 12 gallons of Bondo just to sculpt the rear portion of the top of that, which is out back. That top is still out back in my shop out there. I found another top. My buddy Joe over in
Trap too, 'cause he-
Detroit found me a top there, and that top now went on his car. And the problem with it, the customer's always right. He didn't like the back part of the top. He said it was too rounded still.
Yeah.
I'm like, that looked great. I mean, I post pictures of that car and everybody's like, oh, that looks beautiful. He's like, I don't like it. The top is too rounded still. I said, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He's well, the way the car looked, I like the one that was flatter. So here I am taking a perfectly good top and cutting it in half. And if you look, the rear portion from the B-pillar back is all scratch built to make it flat. I can't roll a big piece of sheet metal through my English wheel, so I had to do it in halves.
Yeah.
So I did 1/2 and 1/2 to make the rear portion of the top. I had to do a sail panel that was 4.5 feet long from the B-pillar all the way back to the catwalk as one piece. So the customer's right, and that's what he wanted it. But there was no post, there was no windows in the car. The reason why he wanted the car redone is because he couldn't put windows in there. Whoever did that car cut out all the structure inside the quarter panel, inside the doors. So there was nothing to weld a door regulator, a window regulator to. So I had to cut everything out, rebuild it, make door frames on it, quarter windows and everything. That was a major amount of work right there. That car right there was a major amount of work. Steve's was too. Somebody put a piece of the one on the rack back there. Yep. Somebody took a piece of 1/8 plate, slightly bent it as much as you can bend an 1/8 plate. That's almost 6 feet wide. That top had it welded to the back part of the top, and then they took filler and sculpted the top rounded 2 inches thick. 2 inches thick of body filler over a piece of plates welded to a car. And I'm like, you couldn't even sit in the back seat because the plate went straight down from the back of the top straight down. Terrible. You couldn't sit in the back seat. A lot of chops you can't really sit in the back seats of them anyway. They're just for back seat is just for looks, just for looks. Right, right. So over the years of doing this, you learn a lot of working with others. I've made my mistakes. I've messed up tops as a kid, because I'm learning myself, by books and magazines. So my first Chevy that I chopped, I messed up the top on it. So
Like anything with metal shaping.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many pieces I've built, full floor pans, and I'm like, damn it.
Right.
I fucked up.
right.
I'll say I screwed
Exactly.
up. I beat rolled
Exactly.
this 3 more inches than I should have, and it's the whole piece is done.
Right.
Or it buckled or whatever. I try to pre-stretch everything, but warp the shit out of stuff or whatever. I'm getting ready to cut out pillars, A-pillars because I don't fucking like it. It's got nothing.
Okay, well,
it would
I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of my cars or my customers' cars, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell them, you sure you want it done like that? Nah, it don't look good. Let's redo it. Like my cars, like, well, matter of fact, the Phantom Chevy that I built, I hated the headlights on it. It's the same headlights that's on that Mercury right there, Packard headlights. I had them on a Chevy. For some reason, they did not flow. The car just got painted beautiful, pearl with white with green pearl and a beautiful paint job. About 2 months since the car was done, I kept looking at them like, I'm cutting them off. I literally cut into a freshly finished painted car, cut those headlights off, and grafted new headlights on, and had to repaint the whole car because I didn't like the way they flowed. And now with the wagon, I've already gone through 6 pairs of taillights on this car that I did not like. And I did all the metal work on it.
Yeah.
And I just did not like them. I did not like this. I didn't like that and like this. So I cut them off and put another pair on. Oh, those don't look good either. I have to do the metal work on to see what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
You can't just do it out of cardboard.
Well, you get an idea, but it's not even close.
Right. So until I know that that's the way a car is going to look from the finish, I'm not cutting into a freshly painted car anymore. I'm going to do this well, it's in bare metal now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the whole thing of repairing other people's cars. They want it done, they'll send it to me.
Yeah.
Like that Merc came all the way from California. That one came from New York. Now with Steve's car, I'm building the whole car now. That was just a top repair. Now I'm doing the whole car. I changed out. He had a big tooth DeSoto grill in there. He's like, I want something else. So I had an Oldsmobile. I had a 48 Oldsmobile grill with Pontiac split bumpers. And he was like, oh my God, I don't think I've ever seen a Merc like that. And he's infatuated with it. Now I got to put a Pontiac rear bumper on the back to match the front. And I actually do have one back there for him, and it's going to look pretty cool on the car. It's just something different, you know. Other people like their items and they put on the cars, you know. I've never seen more 53 Buick side trim on a Merc than a Buick. I've seen more on a Merc than I've seen on 53 Buicks, you know. But that was popular that era. You know what I mean? That was the thing. Well, like the DeSoto grill. Jimmy likes his DeSoto grill. It's cool. It's a cool grill because that's what they had in the 50s. That's what they used because the bigger teeth. I have a small tooth one up there, and that's not as popular as the big teeth because it fills the grill opening.
Yeah, right.
This guy tried making a shoebox Ford. He tried making one out of Ford truck grill teeth.
Yeah.
From a 53 Ford. You know, the big tooth, but he flipped them upside down.
Okay.
And put them in there. And then if you look at the bullets, the Dagmars, those are headlight buckets. Instead of using Dagmars, I got a pair of Dagmars up there from a Cadillac, but he used headlight buckets as Dagmars on his.
See, that's the thing I like. So I'm a firm believer in you cannot change the grill of when you're building hot rods, especially like modern style hot rods and stuff.
Right.
I'm not talking about Mercs and shit like that. The thing
Yeah.
I like about Mercs and the shoe boxes and everything is you can do that and make them unique.
You could do that.
and it fits.
Anything, yes.
It fits.
Looks better than
But
what
if
it's
you
supposed to be.
Right.
try to change a grill on something else, it's just not going to work.
Right,
Like if you go
right.
into the muscle car era and you try to change something like that, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
There's no way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no way you can
Yeah.
do that. I mean, I've seen people put a lot of time and effort into customizing cars, and they change the grill out, and it's like, what are you doing? Like I can think of about one Cadillac Dave Kindig did, and he
Copper looked in with all the copper penny. They call it copper penny, I think, isn't it?
it was a
60 Cadillac.
no, it was the blue suede shoes.
Okay.
It was the blue suede shoes. I believe.
Oh, it was a
I don't even
Lincoln.
know why the hell I remember.
That was a
I don't
Lincoln.
remember the name of shit.
It was a Lincoln.
Lincoln?
It was a 59 or 58 Lincoln.
Okay.
I know which one you're talking
And
about.
it had the squares in
Yes.
all over it, but they
Yes.
made them bigger. But it
The
fit.
squares were from a Buick, from a
that what it
50
was?
something, 58. I think it was a 58 or 59 Buick, square grills.
Yeah.
There's all squares in there.
But that's
Yes.
about the only thing. Yeah, but it worked. Which,
Yes.
you know, I've seen, like I said, I've seen people like put in a lot of time and effort to changing grills and that whole setup. And it's like, dude, I don't know what you're doing. Like, just take pictures of not the front end anymore.
He's got the vision and he can build it.
Okay, let's, for instance, my wagon here.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
You can't justify
That wagon right there has got 4 different front ends on it, from 4 different cars.
Right.
Okay, so you got 56 Packard headlights, which I sculpted the whole fender over the headlight bezel. The upper middle bar, which that's out of the car right now, is Jimmy's taking that back with him, and the lower bumper are from a 58 DeSoto. Then the upper bar that's still on the car, that's the upper bar right there above the grill, that's from a 54 Chevy. The parking lights, the running lights with the bar down in the middle, the parking lights are from a 58 DeSoto or 56 DeSoto parking lights, and then the little bar in the middle is from a Cadillac, from a 57 Cadillac. So right there, you got 5 different cars just on the front end. And the front fenders, the lip is from a 54 or 52 Ford, because Mercury didn't have the lip on it. So I like the fender lip. Yeah. So that's from a 52 Ford on the front fender of the Mercury.
And that's the thing, right? In Larry's world, like,
one piece at a time.
Pretty much. And, I'm going to tell you guys.
Build, he's got this vision, and the way he puts the finished product comes together.
Right.
For most people, they might look and be like, maybe it came like that. You don't know.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's
what George Barris called back then, he called auto stylizing. You made the car look like it should have came from Detroit that way, from the chop top to the fender flares to the fender skirts. I'm a fender skirt guy. All my cars are always going to have fender skirts on till the day I go upstairs, because I'm going to tell you, I love fender skirts in any kind. I don't care if they're flush mounted, bubble skirts, cruiser skirts, taper skirts, anything. I love fender skirts on cool 50s cars. Yeah. So that's why I got 7-foot bubble skirts on, steel ones too, on the wagon there. I actually extended them even longer. They were 6 feet long, but I made them to 7 feet now. And they look really good on the wagon, What is it called? The VooDoo Witch Doctor. It's called the VooDoo Witch Doctor. Yeah. Yes.
I think the biggest compliment you can get when you're done with a car is the fact that somebody's like, it looks like it came from the factory.
Yeah. Right.
I think that's the best compliment you can get.
Okay, I built a car called
if you gotta basically pick it apart, like if somebody comes and looks at a car and they're like, okay, you tell them it's a 56 whatever or a 54 whatever, but the person that comes and knows all about it, and they're like, so they you see this? They cut 1.5 inches right here. You know what I mean? And nobody knows about it. There's so much shit that people do.
People will not pick out that car sectioned.
Yeah.
Even though it's sectioned 3 inches, they won't pick it out. They'll know it's a Mercury because I'm keeping the dog leg in the door, and that's the reason why I'm keeping that. Because if that dog leg goes away in that car, they're not going to know that's a Mercury they even started with. Now, I'm very Mopar influenced. I love Mopar stuff. I love a lot of Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge stuff. This car's got a lot of cars in DeSoto. It's got a lot of Dodge, Chrysler, DeSoto stuff in this car, including the engine. It's a Chrysler engine right there, 413 big block.
Is it a 413?
It's factory 400 horse with the intake manifold, brings almost 500 horse right there just with that intake manifold. And I love the look of that. You don't see a crazy intake manifold. The carburetors are this far apart from each other, That's why it's going. And I made room to put that under the hood of that car. And even though that car's sectioned, I had to do a lot of modifications of that frame to get that engine to shoehorn it in there. You know what I mean?
Doing that shit, yeah.
Yes.
Start sectioning stuff. Everything's moving up.
Right.
Down.
Right. You're moving stuff around that's never meant to be.
Down. Nothing's moving.
I
up.
see the front of that frame. I z'd it up 3 inches to give me more clearance to drop the engine down. Plus, the car's going to lay frame on the ground.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy's too. Our cars are laying frame on the ground. That's what we want. We want them low. I want that thing to sit on the ground. I want that front bumper to drag. I'm actually going to plate the lower part of that bumper with 3/16 plate just in case I do drag it. I'm not going to ruin the body paint, the bodywork on it. Check it out, man. Crazy man, crazy. Battery time. Can we still talk, or are we? You're good. We can still talk and stuff. So anyway, So when I build a car, and I build a car for the customer, and I always ask the customer questions because that's the customer's car, and a lot of times I'll give them my 2 cents. 90% of the people say, "Larry, just build the car the way you would build it," and it makes me happy because I see visions on everybody's car. And everybody has their own style that they want. A lot of times I'll tell them, you don't really want to do that. You maybe change it up a notch, Yeah, realistically, I know we always busted Tony with his air conditioning in his car, but it's his car. If he wants to have air conditioning, he can have air conditioning in it.
90 degrees. Put a show the window.
I'm going to see it work on a 90-degree day.
We bought an Indian motorcycle.
The new one or original? Okay.
It's got air-conditioned seats.
What? On a motorcycle?
That's all I have to say.
It's like,
I ride a hardtail and shit.
Yeah.
Air conditioning, nice up seats.
Remember my previous guy? Fuck him. How he did that?
Yeah.
I kind of like I wanted you to make it right. You did it right. I mean,
Yeah, they mounted this poor guy. They mounted his air conditioning unit
on the fucking floor pan.
because it's a sedan. No, not. I'm talking about the unit itself, blowing on the back of your neck. It wasn't even under the dashboard. It's blowing down on the back of his neck. So his condenser is under the body of the car, attached to the frame. You need airflow through that to keep your car cool.
Yeah, right.
So what's happening is he's getting condensation because it's not cooling enough. So his water's dripping out of this thing down, and it's going down the back riser. It just had a piece of sheet metal coming down. You know where he was sitting? He was sitting in little pockets on the floor. He Frenched into the floorboards. He was sitting on pillows.
Listen, I had such a bad experience.
You were sitting on pillows, man, in that car. And I'm like, who does this? Can you imagine hitting a rock? Now, this car was low. Can you imagine hitting a rock that tall on the road? That rock would have gone right through his fucking ass crack. And I'm like, holy crap, man. I can't believe somebody thought about that.
yes,
No bead roll.
No.
It was this.
It's flat sheet metal.
Yeah. It was
Like Tintin. You know, if you weld sheet metal, you have bing, ding, ding, ding. His whole... Oh, you got
Hand, right?
18, not even 18 gauge. You had 20 gauge floors in that. I build all my floors out of 18 gauge. No, but it's cool. You know, we're all making fun of him and stuff, but
the way it's all on
it fits nice now with the dash panel I made. You should just pull the all the tape off so they can see it before you leave. It does look bitchin'. The whole dash looks bitchin' on the car now, you know. So it's just one of those things that you put your 2 cents in. I put my 2 cents in my customers, and you don't like this. Like Derek, he likes his Pontiac engine. I'm not a Pontiac engine guy. So it looks like from the 70s. I'm not a fan of it.
I say it's not your car.
Well, at least it's GM. At least it's GM. You know?
Right. It is. It is. Well, it's in a Ford product though.
Right.
It's a Pontiac engine and a Ford.
Well,
I've
they
never
say
seen a
it,
Pontiac and a Ford though. Be honest with you.
They said that the distributor, it's a cleaner looking engine, and people say about being able to buy.
It looks like it was just pulled freshly out of a 1977 Pontiac. I don't know. That's just me. I busted his ass. I mean, I said, well, we put a flathead in her. How about a Hemi? Okay, you see the engine right there? Yellow rights. Tony likes his Cobra motor. It's a Cobra motor, but we're designing it to be less Cobra looking.
Yeah.
Like you see the scoop
Well,
on there?
you better get the valve covers off and say
He is. You see the scoop on it? That scoop is actually, remember the movie Road Warrior? I designed that scoop from it's a Tommy Ivo scoop from the Road Warrior. I designed it to put on his car.
Yeah.
I think we should build a riser, raise it up a little higher instead of being that low.
Hey, you remember?
I think we should raise it up about 2 more inches.
It's just a spacer plate you put in.
Yeah.
I might even switch it to EFI.
Are you?
Oh boy, we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Well, you came in.
I like carburetors.
I'm a carburetor guy.
Well, they have fuel injected carburetors now, but
Right.
Carburetors. We get
Yeah.
then we're fucking. I'm good.
yeah.
I'm not driving it to fucking Colorado flags. So with the altitude, so here we get down.
Bro, most of our cars are driving locally now. We're not driving cross country anymore. I'm too old to be driving cross country, man. The only time I go is cross country is on an airplane and have my car shipped there, you know. Like I took the Zephyr out to Grand National last year. That was an ordeal trying to ship the car there, man. I tell you the price.
I'm almost scared because I almost don't even want to. I mean, I understand it's kind of like you don't have the hassle of dealing with Poland and all the whole
Yeah.
but it's
And then driving 2,200 miles that way. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
$1 car.
Worrying about your truck is going to break down. It's towing it, you know. And
I'm not even worried about the truck. I'm worried about somebody pulling over and smacking the side of the trailer, or, you know.
uh-huh.
Because I know I worked for a guy who he ended up getting run off the road by an 18-wheeler with a $750,000 restoration that he was doing. He was taken down to Pebble Beach and launched it.
No.
Launched his truck and trailer with the car in the trailer off of like the off ramp or something crazy because
We're
of it.
getting it stolen even. Your
Yeah.
trailer with the car and stolen. I'm like, who does that? You know what I mean? Wow. It scares me. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been in this car scene for many, many years and towed a lot of cars. And it's a lot of work.
Well, with you being who you are, you know, I'm sure you get. I mean, hell, you've been all over the world chopping.
Actually, you know what? I'm happy to
invitations
say I've been
and
to 15 countries. now.
Yeah.
Overseas.
Yeah.
Canada,
Super rad.
I'm honored. I was in Australia last summer. Last July, I went there for 2 weeks. They brought me as a special guest. And I went to 2 shows: North Australia or High East Australia and South Australia. And I was honored to be. And they want to bring me back to chop a car next year.
That's awesome.
So I've been honored to do that. I was just asked when we did the Tulsa show. I was just asked to go to Hungary, Budapest, to chop a car there possibly. So I'm honored for that. I've been to Moscow, Russia. I went to chop a Russian car called a Zaz. I went there 8 years ago. It's been 8 years now. I went to Rome. I went to Italy, chop a 41 Ford. I've been to Finland.
Now, are you doing these chops?
England?
Are you doing chops? Are they inviting you?
Yes.
As far as like, are you doing it at a show or people are calling you?
Like when I went to Moscow, I did this show. It was man, I don't remember. It's been forever. I miss it. I had a lot of friends over in Russia. It's too bad that we're not allowed to go visit there anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell, we're not even allowed to play them in hockey anymore.
No.
We can't even have a hockey game with
I
them.
know,
Jesus.
right? I'm sad. I'm sad because they want to bring me back to do another car there. I promised this one guy we're going to do it's a Russian car, but it looks like a 47 Chevy Fleetline.
Yeah.
And the guy, it's on a rough edge, but he wanted to chop so bad. So we're chopping this car next year. And as soon as I got back from Russia,
all that shit happened.
It happened. Yes.
So what's it like? I know. Okay, so working at your shop's one thing.
Yeah.
But
working at other places?
Working at other places is another thing. But going to a show where you got all these yahoos, well, I shouldn't say yahoos, all these fans and people, the public, watching you chop. I mean, is that a little stressful? But to do it,
not really.
To do it here is one thing.
Not really.
You
Actually,
can
believe it
screw
or
up
not,
and you can do whatever.
At the end of this month, I'm doing a shop class here. You guys are welcome to come by if you want to film and stuff. You want to come by in 2 weeks, back in 2 weeks. Pre-party is May 30th. I do a pre-party. My band plays. We have get together.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, I do the chop. We're going to chop right here in the middle. We're chopping 47 Chevy Coupe, a two-door Coupe, and it's a Saturday and Sunday chop. And so far, I have 5 students signed up for the class. I'm trying to get at least maybe 5 more.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I don't like them getting too big. I've done many chop classes. Exactly.
Plus, it's a little bit more intimate for.
I've done chop classes where I had 15, 16 guys.
Yeah.
And this is too many hands in a fire. Right now, I got 5 guys signed. If I get maybe a couple more, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's in a few weeks. If you guys want to come back, you're welcome to come back and hang out for the weekend. Maybe get a room over at the Holiday Inn and hang out for the weekend. It's a good time.
Yeah.
You get to meet Ruby and everybody's taking a class. Actually, 2 of the guys are taking the second class with me. The one guy's coming from Texas, and the other one's coming from Indiana, and they're taking the class again with me.
Now, do you do classes quite often, or is it...
I do them. I try to do them once a year.
Okay,
once a year, maybe twice, because they'll bring me to other states now. I just got back from when we did El Camino.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back from Kentucky to do Brandon's El Camino down there, and.
What are you gonna do then?
We're doing you see Cruz's Chevy back there, the 47. That's a Fleetline, but the one we're doing is a Coupe. If you guys go on my VLK page, I'm actually going to share it again tomorrow. I'm going to share the chop class. I try to share it because that's so people see it. But yeah, we're doing what's his name? Hang on a second. It's as you get older, it's so hard. It's so hard to remember names. Exactly. But his name. Where is he at here? Dan.
This is a 47 Chevy.
Dan Levitt, yes. Dan's excited. He's been talking about this is his car right here.
Oh, so they ain't even here yet.
No. So he's bringing it to me the Thursday before the chop class because we got to take the glass out of it and we got to brace the car. I don't ever cut into a car without bracing it.
Yeah.
Because the problem, you cut the top. Yes, the body goes like this.
Yeah.
You never line the body up.
Yeah.
Doors will never line up now.
Half these cars that come to me that, like this Shoebox Ford and this Mercury, they were never braced when they chopped them. So the door gaps, the car spread apart. And here I am using a porter power to bring it back together or ratchet straps to bring the cars back together. So anyway, we're gonna do Dan's car in a couple weeks, and you guys are welcome to come back.
Yeah.
Seriously, come up for the weekend. It's a good time. Pre-party will be fun, and you see our band play. And
Well, I mean,
come up.
come up and watch work live.
Yeah.
Instead of just watching it on.
No, seriously. Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. So Saturday is from the chop class from 9 to 5, and Sundays from like 9 to 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys from out of state. They got an airplane to catch to go back, or they got to drive back home. So yeah, if you're more than welcome, come on up. It's a good time.
Pretty awesome that you have classes here. I know you. I think I've seen something about it, but I also wanted to bring up
many classes.
Wanted to bring up you doing Facebook Lives where you're working on stuff. Facebook Live and YouTube and stuff.
I tried to do more of that. Yeah. Like I said, I did the YouTube on the headlights on Eric's Merc. That was the last video. It was an 1.5 hour video.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, I think, like you said, if they're car guys or metal fab guys, they're going to watch the whole thing all the way through. Absolutely. But the regular public can be like,
they're going to watch.
They're going to fast forward it. They're going to
watch 3.5 minutes and be done with it.
And I've done that. Where I'm going to fast forward. Okay. Oh, you get the good part. Oh, okay. Right there. Oh, okay. I'm going to be. Okay. Here we go again. So you watch like maybe 3 minutes of the video for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So now.
Cliff notes again.
Right.
But there's usually like one spot that it's like, I know.
And you can see when
all this shit. And it's like, okay, now I'm watching.
You see the graph.
Yeah.
Where you see the graph go like that. Oh, there's a lot of watchers there. So we're going to go right to there.
He does pinstriping classes too.
I do. I do pinstriping classes. If you want to learn pinstripe, yes.
I tell you,
I got so many bugging.
You done any videos about that? About pinstriping or anything?
Not lately. Actually, a lot of times in the wintertime, Ruby will do me because I do Christmas ornaments. I pinstripe Christmas ornaments.
Nice.
So she actually does like small videos of me pinstriping Christmas ornaments.
Right.
They're a big deal. Everybody wants a VooDoo Larry Christmas. I think you even got a couple of them too. Yeah. So everybody has a VooDoo Larry pinstripe Christmas ornament.
I feel like we need a VooDoo Larry.
You do.
You do. Christmas.
I don't do a lot of them.
I'm a big fan of the Christmas tree, man.
I feel like I need a class with him.
Yes. Yeah, seriously. I'm gonna set one up this fall.
Come back.
This fall I'm gonna set one up.
Yeah.
So I'll post it. Keep checking on my page, but I have so many people. And you know, the weird thing is, a lot more women that want to take the class than guys do.
Yeah.
And
intimidating. The metal class.
I think so.
Gotta be like pinstripe or anyone like artistic.
Yes.
Hey.
I'm going to tell you guys, when I was out in
more forgiving.
When I was out in Tulsa, now I've never been to the Starbird show, and Daryl's been inviting me for 20 years to come to the show, and I got invited to chop a top there. I located a car. My friend Mike Comfort, he is from North Carolina, brought his car all the way to Tulsa, Oklahoma, for me to chop. It's a 38 Oldsmobile. If you get a chance, there's some video of it. I think Ruby recorded some. I did too. I did a couple of live videos on VooDoo Larry Kustoms page.
Yeah,
go on Facebook and check it out. So anyway. There was a couple kids from, actually their names were at Tri-County Tech Center, special guest builders. These were 2 young kids. It was Connor and Hannah, and they wanted to learn metal fabrication. I'm going to tell you, these kids are great. Hannah, this girl Hannah, you're watching a video, she stood there and watched everything that I did. She's 18 years old. I think Connor's, I think around the same age. And she actually knows how to weld. She actually paints her own cars, does bodywork and paints her own cars. And now she wants to do metal fab. She actually wants to go to a school. I said, why don't you come to VooDoo Larry School and I'll teach you more than these schools will.
Right.
So you were younger telling your story from your get-go.
Yes.
Started. There's always someone that's
exactly. 18-year-old kids want to learn to do this stuff, and we need to.
Youngsters, because a lot of
youngsters
ain't into that shit.
Well, I think a lot of it, like,
big deal. It's super cool, man.
Yeah. I think a lot of it, like, if you don't have somebody that's not doing it correctly, and you go to work for somebody, I mean, the problem. So when we decided what we were going to do, we were going to start IBF Hot Rods. We decided that I was going to take 5 years and learn as much as possible, and I think in that 5 years, what it was, six different shops, 7 different shops, maybe even 8. But it was so I could learn.
Right.
And
Across the board, it wasn't just.
I worked at a custom shop, and then I worked at a full-blown Concours d'Elegance restoration shop.
Really?
And then I worked at a guy who buys and sells hot rods.
You worked at a shit shop.
And then I worked, and I worked at a bunch of shit shops, but. I did it. I did it because I needed to, like, here. I feel like if someone was to come in and learn underneath you, like, yeah, you're not doing paint work and shit like that, but you're doing from the frame up to basically ready for body work.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of. There's so many shops that are like, we're gonna put you're good at rebuilding a carburetor. Okay, now you're gonna hang out in the mechanic side, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I want to learn more. Well. Tough shit, you're not going to.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you guys, There's a lot of stuff on a car I don't do, or I don't like to do. I don't like to do wiring. I don't like to do brake lines and fuel lines and all that stuff. I can do it. I've done it. I've done everything on a car.
Yeah.
From suspension all the way to finished paint job. The only thing I've never done is upholstery work. I've never sewn. Well, when I was in grade school,
Have you ever bought a sewing machine?
No.
See, that's what I say. I say the only reason I haven't tried, don't do upholstery is because yeah, right,
Yes.
right.
Shit up and
But I don't really,
make it right.
I don't really want to drop $600-700 on a sewing machine. It's just going to end up collecting dust.
So it's just one of those things that everybody has their own forte in this. Like I said, I have my outsources where everybody does in this industry. I don't care who you are. You're not going to build a full car in your shop from frame up to a finished paint shop. I'm sorry. Nobody in this whole world. You're actually going to make your nuts and bolts from scratch?
No, it's
Are you actually going to make your washers?
Right.
You're going to stamp your own valve covers? Or make your own headlight buckets? No way.
Well, even the shows that you see on TV, I mean, hell, there's upholstery guys that their shop is literally right next door, you know?
Well, Boyd Connington, he had his whole hot rod compound.
Yes.
Everything was right there. You know what I mean?
make stuff work, change
Right.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool. And that's, well, okay, so me growing up in this, I always wanted to have a shop like George Barris's in Hollywood. Everybody's like, why don't you move west and go rural?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere and have a hot rod shop. Nobody's going to go by you. And like Larry, everybody knows, you can move to China and everybody still go to you. But I want to be where there's people. I want to be there where there's a city. And I want to be able to go cruise
There's
nights.
money. I mean, let's face it, we're not building.
I want to
shit
go to
that people
cruise
need.
nights every night of the week. You know what we do have
You gotta
around
have
here?
money to buy shit.
We have cruise nights every night of the week. We can, on a Monday night, you can hop in your car and go to the cruise night right around the corner. You can go to cruise night 2 miles down the road on a Tuesday night. We got them from Monday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Cruise nights, car shows. I want to be that. I want to hop in my Zephyr. I want to be able to drive around town. I want to go to
Tennessee with bike.
That's the problem. When you're in the rural, you don't have that.
Well, in Huntington, we don't have that.
You're quiet
Yeah.
and there's nothing to do.
But I don't
be in the shop all
have.
the
We
time.
don't have 14 cars. Right. You know, we got three vehicles, and one of them's ours. That's in there right now.
Right.
And I'm gonna have to pull that damn thing.
Well, out of
back out.
14 cars, I have my car right there.
Right,
too.
yeah.
I mean, there's nothing.
One of them's hanging from the ceiling, and there's one over there in the process.
Right. Right.
Customers get
So
fucking pissed.
it's just one of those things that I want to be where there's people. I'm a people person. I want to be where there's people. I want to have a shop where I can park the car in front of the shop in the front lot.
Yeah.
And like people, like on nice days, I park the Zephyr out there. I got people driving by taking pictures. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. They'll get out. I have people get out of their cars, come and take a picture. Sir, can I take a picture of your car? Shh, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, I'm about that. I'm a people person. I want to be around people. I want to meet and greet and hang out with people. That's why I'm honored to have been to so many countries I've been to. I've been to Canada, I know, 5 times. And, well, more than that, actually. But I'm happy to say I've been to California. I've been to New York. I've been south. I've been everywhere. So I'm honored to say that I have. But I want to be wherever I move my shop. Where if we're going to Texas, I want to have a shop where there's people driving by every day and seeing cool cars parked out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that's how I want to be. I don't want to be in the backwoods somewhere down in Kentucky or Tennessee. It's beautiful down there. I love Kentucky. It's beautiful. We were at a buffalo farm when we chopped Brandis El Camino. He owns a buffalo farm.
Yeah.
430 acres. He got 50 head of buffalo. It's awesome.
The shop looked pretty cool. Shop.
Wasn't it though? It looks like a freaking. It's this big almost inside there. It looks like a wedding. It looks like a wedding for a banquet hall. Banquet hall. It was like a banquet hall when we were down there. You know.
His name.
I tell you, what's that?
His name.
Oh yeah, let's get okay. Yeah. Since we went off on a tangent, I couldn't tell you what the last.
We're just talking about cars.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, you want to know about the VooDoo name?
Yeah. Right. That's
Yeah, dude.
no,
Everybody wants to know about the VooDoo name. Even that guy right there wants to. Right, Jason? He's so quiet. Like you and Jimmy disappeared for a while. You out there smoking cigarettes too?
Bad habits, yeah.
Cigars?
We all have our vices, don't we?
Did you smoke a Cuban out there too?
Real quick.
How you doing over there, Jimmy? GQ. Anyway, so all right, so back to this whole story where we all started from as VooDoo Larry. So one day, Now, I remember I've been pinstriping for almost 40 years now. So in my house, I actually would do pinstriping out of my garage or small stuff I'd be doing in the house. I actually pinstripe from women's purses to shoes. I do patent leathers. Patent leather shoes and purses. I've done hundreds of them. Mailboxes, toilet seats, anything you could put pinstriping, I've done. Actually, Brandon wants me to pinstripe buffalo skulls. Because when a buffalo dies,
Nice, yeah.
he slaughters them for the meat.
Yeah.
He does, and like the people.
Bison's one of the healthiest.
Oh yes, it is.
It's right outside of venison, man.
He made his burgers down there.
85%.
Buffalo burgers. Oh my God,
Yeah.
they were amazing.
Venison's 96, but I mean, this isn't a fucking health class.
Yeah, right. So anyway, we were at my house. I'd do customers' cars. They pull up in the driveway if they want a car or a motorcycle done. So one day this woman pulls up in my driveway. She heard about me I would do like cruise nights and car shows. I bring my pinstriping with stuff with. I tote my little wagon around with my stuff in there, and I do cars and stuff. I'll talk about another time. I'll talk about what got me into the pinstriping. Like I said, if we had 3 weeks, we probably still wouldn't tell my whole story. But anyway, we're making this time short. So anyway, I would take my little wagon. I go to car shows and cruising. Oh, VooDoo. Well, we're not getting there yet.
Yeah, right.
Larry Grobe. Larry, you do pinstriping, huh? I didn't know you did that. I'm like, yeah, I was afraid to even go out in public to do it. I was doing my home garage on my own stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, one day, I'm like, man, I got to go and do this. All my friends are like, Larry, you got to bring your pinstriping. These guys want pinstriping on their cars. I'm like, oh, man, I don't know what to do. If I mess up, I'm going to look like an idiot out there. I don't want to pinstripe someone's car and they're going to be like, oh, that looks horrible, So anyway, I went to my first cruise night, and I brought my stuff with me. And this guy wanted me to pinstripe I think he had a 52 Ford. And he brought the car there to the show for me to pinstripe. And all of a sudden, I get my stuff out and start mixing up the paint. And all of a sudden, everybody went, boom, and there's all these people. And I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, I can't do this. I felt like throwing up, man. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm pinstriping this guy's car in front of everybody.
You were say that when you were chopping tops.
No,
in front of all these people.
I messed up my own car's chopping tops without nobody around. I messed up my tops with nobody around.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I brought my stuff there and I started pinstriping the guy's car, and everybody, I can hear people talking. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know he knew. Oh, I want him to do my car next. And all of a sudden, it made me start feeling good. I'm like, oh yeah. That's cool,
That's right, you like
So
that?
here I'm lighting. I did this car in pink and I think it was pink and white on a black car. Yeah, I want pink and white. So I'm pinstriping it, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's so cool! That's a lost art. Nobody does that anymore." So all of a sudden, I get the car done, and everybody positive comments. And then I had like 2 more jobs the following weekend. I got to the point where I was making $1,000 on a Saturday night at my own cruise night.
Wow.
Every Saturday night until now. All of a sudden, other people start seeing me do it. Oh, if that guy can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you got like 3 more guys pinstriping in the same night. I'm like, oh, that's taking my business away from me. But they were all watching, and they were all taking ideas of what I did.
Yeah.
And they saw that money being handed in my hand. I'm like, oh man, I was making bank over here, man. I'm making dough here pinstriping here. I'm like, that's cool, But I remember it's like, man, that was $1,000. What am I gonna do with that? I'm gonna go buy stuff for my car, So anyway, after the time goes on now, and I'm getting pretty good. So I took my stuff to another car show, not away from my cruise night. Now I took it to an actual car show. So this guy saw me with my stuff at the show. I think I rolled up at, what car was it? My Merc. Was it my Merc or my Oldsmobile? I think it was my Oldsmobile. So I pulled my stuff out of the trunk. I have it was a little wagon. You see it? You know my little green wagon up here, Jason, and the red. That's the cart I had. It's a lawn garden cart. It's where you put the lid down, you sit on it, and you open it up. You keep all your tools and stuff in there. I still have it. It's right in the red counter right there, the red cabinet. So anyway, I took it there, and I'm walking around. Oh, you do pinstriping? Yeah, sure. So he pulled his car up under the shade tree because it was 100 degrees out, and he pulled his car up under the shade tree. And here again, as soon as I get my card out and the car's there, here's 1,000 people watching this. So I'm like, oh my, why? Go away, go do something. I want to do this car. I'm like, man, it's like I can't do this with all these people watching.
You gonna leave it like that? Oh shit!
Yeah. So anyway, you guys are gonna love this story. You guys are gonna love you're gonna love this story.
Do that. Get out of there.
All right, so I start. Now I do this freehand. The only thing I do is I take my China marker and I draw a center line.
Yeah.
So I have a center line. Sometimes I'll measure it out, boom, boom, you know. So I do my center line. So I start striping. I don't remember even what color it was. Then I start striping. I got like 5 lines into it. What I do is I do one side, back and forth.
Right.
I don't. A lot of guys will do half the car. I don't do that. I do one at a time. Exactly. That's how you get it perfect, as close as you can. Like Rich's Vesta, you can see a little bit on there. So anyway, 5 lines in there. I can hear guys talking behind me like, "That looks like shit." I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
Oh,
That looks like shit. That guy let that guy pinstripe his car? Who does that? And I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling like this big.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, I can't believe this. I can't. Why would he even let that guy stripe his car? And I can see the guy smiling. He's like loving his car. This one guy and his buddy. Buddy didn't say nothing. This one guy's talking to his buddy. I can hear him.
Yeah.
Right behind me, about 4 feet behind me. I'm like, man, I can't believe it. Looks like that's crap. And I'm like, man, I had to stop. I just had to stop because I'm hearing all this.
Yeah.
And everybody else is like, oh, this is so cool. Like, oh, man, this start on the moon.
That one.
That one.
One dude.
One
You know what I
son of a
did?
bee.
Something told me I need to say something about this. You know what I did? I took my brush and I paletted it. Got the paint build up in the brush. You know what I did? I walked over to the dude. I said, here you go, sir. Why don't you do it?
He got quiet, probably.
That guy, and he like, you know what he did? He walked away. He walked away
Keep doing your thing.
from this. I went 5 feet behind me and I handed him the brush and he walked away. Even his buddy says, what the hell? You what? You've been bashing him the whole time and you couldn't even. There you go.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yay! And right then and there, man, I had so much of it. I went from this to like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, that made me feel so good.
And it's
fun,
so
it is. It's
close you get it. It's not a fucking.
exactly.
See,
It's not going to be
not a
perfect.
Well, you can.
Shit.
You know what I said? You know what I say?
You get it, but it's hand done.
If you want it perfect, buy a sticker.
Right.
They have pinstripe decals. You can stick on your
I was
car.
going to say you can get them custom made now.
Right. Hand fab, you know what I mean? So that day, it made me feel like, okay, I'm good. Now 150 or 300 cars later, 400 motorcycles later, how many purses and all this stuff, and here I am still doing it after 40 years, you know? And I'm happy to say it's been a long time, you know?
Yeah.
And I love doing it. It's kind of nice after a long day of metal fab to go over by my pinstriping table. I don't know if you guys want around the corner or not, but that's where my pinstriping area is. And like Christmas ornaments, it's a limited edition. I don't do a lot of them.
Yeah.
I do maybe 40 of them.
Do you put a date on them or like the
I just sign.
that year 25,
I just sign.
24?
Not really, unless they want them.
Right.
My customer will say, well, can you date it to them? A lot of times they don't. As long as you sign them.
Right.
Yeah, but I can do them like every year. Now, multiple years now, I've had customers like, okay, VooDoo, put me in for an ornament this year, or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
One guy actually bought 6 of them this year, and my ornaments aren't cheap either, so just put it out there.
Yeah.
But people want them. They collect them now, you know what I mean? So that's why when I do a limited edition. Now, I'm sure 9,000 people are hearing me say this, limited edition. But nice thing is, after all these years, I did make a name of myself doing this stuff, so that's where I kind of stay what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because everybody, I want a VooDoo ornament. You know, I think you even have one, don't you?
No.
You didn't get one yet?
I'd love it.
I know you talked about getting.
You're his friend for like last 40 years.
Cool stuff.
You don't even have one.
I've done some out there stuff.
You should show him pictures of your guitar.
I would never sell them.
Show him pictures of your guitar.
I did. I showed them. Yeah.
He's got a nice acoustic guitar that I pinstripe for him. It's pretty bitch.
I
And
got 9 of them. I should have brought one because they're just sitting in a damn box.
what's it?
The lady on the Harley.
Yes. Yeah,
We
she's.
didn't even finish that story.
Oh, I didn't.
No.
Okay. Well, no, we did start talking about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, my car was parked in the garage. I did her motorcycle outside the garage door.
Yeah.
In the shaded area, but my car was in the garage next to a customer's car I was building. And she looked over at the plaque. VooDoo Kings, who was that? I mean, that's my car club. I just started not even a year ago. And she's like, VooDoo Kings, do me a favor, sign your name VooDoo Larry. I'm thinking, the light bulb just went a ping. I'm like, wait, there's a guy that builds motorcycles called Indian Larry. And if right then and there, I'm like, I could be that guy that builds the custom cars, VooDoo Larry, and there's Indian Larry building the motorcycles.
Yeah.
We could be almost like a team here, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's before he passed away, but I thought it was really cool. I'm like, yeah, and that name stuck. And every time I go to car shows or wherever I went, hey, VooDoo Larry, VooDoo this and VooDoo that. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So here I'm in the VooDoo Kings, my VooDoo Larry Kustoms, and that's where it's stuck all these years.
It's better than mine.
All these years.
I usually get asshole.
Hey, it's better. Hey, it's better than.
I don't even get Mister.
Hey, it's better. It's better than the whole ass.
Yeah, right. So
Crazy man, crazy.
yeah. So we'll go to the VooDoo. What is it about VooDoo that when you heard that word, I guess not even before you were called VooDoo Larry, like what?
Well, it was because of Indian Larry. Indian Larry built a motorcycle.
Yeah.
VooDoo Larry, and I named it. Okay,
So the VooDoo.
back to the name VooDoo.
Yeah,
here.
the VooDoo.
Okay, back to the name VooDoo. All right, so my first car club that I was in was called the Windy City Alley Cats, and I've been in that club since the early '80s. And then into the '90s, me and my friends started a club called the Pirates. We were called the Pirates, and that lasted for a couple years. Then we decided to go in our own ways. And I haven't seen them in many years, but I'm like, I got to start another car club, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. So for like a week straight, I sat down at the kitchen table and I wrote down different names of different car clubs, boom, 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 styles of drag plates and plaques and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, I can't think of anything. It's just none had a ring to it.
Yeah.
So then one day, after 200 names, I'm talking about 200 plus names coming up with, second to the last name was VooDoo Kings. And I'm like, that has a ring to it. This is before he was known as VooDoo Larry. I'm talking about my car club.
Yeah.
VooDoo Kings. That's pretty cool. And I said, man, when I start this club, I don't want more than 4 guys in my club. I was just going to keep 4 guys, just like the Pharaohs and American Graffiti.
Yeah.
I didn't want no more guys in the club, you know. So VooDoo King stuck, and I designed the plaque as a coffin shape, has VooDoo in the coffin.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
that fits. I love the Bayou, and I've never been there, and I want to go to New Orleans. I've never been down to New Orleans, and I want to go to the Bayou so bad. And that's why if you look at my bar area, it looks very with the Spanish moss and everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to go at nighttime. It looks phenomenal. You guys see this in the dark. It's pretty bitchin'. I got black lights and everything lit up. So anyway, I wanted something that was very Bayou, and that's what I'm saying. With the drag plate, it was a coffin shape with VooDoo Kings, Northern Illinois. So this is where I started the club. So we had now been a club almost 30 years. 20, I think what did you say, it was 28 years? So 28 years now. And we have chapters in 14 states now. Now, I kept it very close. We started with chapters in originally in this state. I think in this state, one time we had 25 members just in Illinois.
Yeah.
I think we're down to like 8 now. But we have Tennessee, we got Indiana, we got Ohio, we got Alabama, Georgia. Now we got some of the West Coast. We got Jimmy's first Missouri chapter. We have prospects in Oklahoma and North Carolina. We have a chapter in Texas. We have South Carolina. So we're starting to we're going international now. We're going to keep it all in the States here. Not only that, we also have, and we are honored to be, me and Jimmy over here, including Jamie and Andrew, we are the owners of Kustoms of America. This is a car club that George Barris started in 1949. As he actually started Kustoms Los Angeles, and he progressed up more and more, and started Kustoms of America. And we are now owners of the Kustoms of America. And we got a lot. We could talk a lot more about that too down the road. But I've been a member now since '93. I signed up for Kustoms of America in '93 with George Barris himself. So he kept telling me, "Oh, you got to sign up, Larry. You got to sign up." So I finally signed up after all these years, and I've been a member since. So I've been in the customs scene for a long time myself. Doing all this for how many years, But we're honored. We're honored to be a part of custom history.
Yeah.
This is where it started in 1949. This is like where all this started. You know what I mean? And I looked up to these guys as reading about them in magazines as a kid. I'm 14, 15 years old reading these magazines about cool cars. and the people that built them and stuff, you know. So after all these years, I'm proud to say I'm here doing this myself. And I've had Barry Weiss is a friend of mine. You know, Barry's a great guy. You know who Barry is from Storage Wars.
Storage Wars. Okay, now it's I know.
We actually hung out with him in Grand National last year. He'll text me out of the blue. He's like he's like, VooDoo, are you in town? Let's go out to dinner. I'm like, you know, Barry, I live in Chicago, right? He's like, he always wants to take me out for a lobster dinner. I'm like, well, I'm not in L.A., bro.
You fly to.
I've chopped many cars. Right now I've chopped in L.A. I've chopped maybe 6 cars in L.A. You know, I've done a lot of work for my buddy Alfredo out there. He actually moved to Texas. He's in Texas now. But anyway, I've chopped a lot of cars around the U.S. and overseas and stuff now all these years. You know, so I'm honored to say that I've been doing this a long time, and this is my life. Wouldn't know what to do out of here.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There's times I need a vacation from here because I'm in here every single day of the week. The last time I was out here was when I went to Kentucky, and the time before that I was in Texas I was a judge. My first time being a judge in an art car parade.
Wow.
In Houston, Texas. Got to judge over 300 art cars. You know what art cars? Did you see the pictures? You know what art cars are, right? These are guys that take cars and they glue things to them, and they make big things on cars. They'll take a Volkswagen Beetle and make it look like an actual beetle, like a bug, like a big spider or something like that. I got pictures. I got 200 pictures on my phone of these cars. There's these 2 women that drove all the way from Florida, and they put 9 million beads. I'm talking about these little tiny beads.
I think some of the people that actually
seed beads, they call them.
Did the chops on someone. So much fucking bullshit.
These women took seed beads and put 9 million seed beads on this car. I know it's like a freaking Honda or something or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's amazing freaking work that these people do. And this is a big culture there. You know what they use? You know what they do also down there? Slabs. You know what a slab is? It's these Cadillacs with the freaking spoked wheels that stick out this far from the
Okay, I know what you're
wheel.
talking about.
Yes. Yeah. It's a popular thing in Houston, Texas.
I've seen those. They're out of control. They are out.
The spokes go all the way down here. Yes.
4-foot curfew.
Yeah, right.
It's popular in Houston.
Yeah.
But the art car thing, it's a culture there. They want to bring me back, and they're like, no, VooDoo, now you got to build an art car. And I'm like, my cars are art. You know, this is my art.
Yeah.
I'll bring that Wagoneer when it's done and be like, oh, they're going to be like, that's the craziest thing ever. You know what I mean? Even though there's not my Barbies glued all over it or pennies. There's pennies glued all over a car. There's a 62 Cadillac. The guy actually cut the fenders open and put little dioramas. Like, I'm talking about this big, but little dioramas of like horses pulling buggies, all Frenched into the freaking fenders. Yes. And there's stuff just glued. I've never seen so many Electrolux vacuum cleaner logos glued to one car. Electrolux vacuum cleaners. Remember the torpedo-shaped vacuum cleaner when we were kids? Our grandparents always had them?
Yeah.
Electrolux. I've seen probably 30 of these logos glued to a car. It says Electrolux on the side of the car.
Is he a salesman?
Crazy. Could be. Could be. It had this bright purple and metallic interior and everything. It's cool stuff. Like somebody, what's that one artist that did all the melting clocks and stuff? He had the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Came up.
I know what you're talking about.
Cat?
No. He was an artist.
Clock.
Remember the melting?
It's off the corner of,
I can picture it.
Here, matter of fact, I'll even show you a picture really quick. But anyway, these are high school kids that did this thing, and you guys are gonna be like, holy crap!
It's good. You know, it might not be your cup of tea, but it's like that's a lot of like.
It's a lot of man hours.
Right.
Here's a quick picture right there.
Look at that. Like, or you're like, what?
I think an art car is the perfect
Who is that
name.
artist? He was a weird guy. He was very eccentric back in the 50s, whatever. He always had this mustache. It came all the way out like this. This is some of the stuff that you saw down there. Look at this thing.
Melting clock artist.
Like Chaplin or not? Like, wasn't him? Was
No.
That's crazy.
That's it. Salvador. He was a very eccentric dude that, like Andy Warhol kind of dude. You know what I mean?
Weird as fuck out there.
Like, look at all this is glued to cars. Like, this is the kind of stuff. There's a culture.
How did you
There's
figure out what
culture.
as far as judging goes? You'd be like,
Oh, it was hard.
I like that one.
It was
That's
hard.
my favorite one.
It was hard. You know which ones I liked are ones that had big gigantic things on top of them.
Yeah.
What was that one wicked older car that was like that. Had some crazy shit.
That was that 62 Cadillac I was telling you about. Look, there's a car. It had about 4,000 corks on it.
That's a lot of wine.
Can you imagine how much wine? That's corks.
Look at
Look at this. Corks.
Buy 2 glasses, get the whole bottle.
Right. Look at it. Look at it. There's a car. It's a roller skate. You know what I mean? So this is the kind of stuff that's popular. The Ghostbusters Jeep. But it's like the Ghostbusters, but a Jeep, lifted Jeep.
That crazy car.
Yeah, the wagon with the bubble tops. That's a crazy thing. Actually, he's taking my class, shop class. Yeah, he's coming at the end of the. Like, I'm gonna show you like something like here. Look at this thing. You know what I mean? So stuff like that. You know, that's called art car stuff.
That's a newer Chevy.
Look at that big dinosaur like on the top of a car. You know.
For anybody that's listening to this, just Google art car.
Yeah,
you'll know exactly what
this car is called a reflection, and it's all mirrors. It's hard to see, but the whole side of the van is all mirrors. It's got mirrors on the hood, all freaking mirrors in the grill. Here's that. Look at this thing. That started as a Cadillac.
Wow.
Is that insaneness or what?
It is crazy.
Look how much stuff is on there.
Now, do you get invited to be judges for?
Look at this thing.
Have you been judging before?
I've judged a lot of stuff. You know, I've judged a lot of pinup contests. Pinups is a big thing. Now,
Do you like doing that?
I like to, okay.
I mean,
twist your arm.
I like doing it to a certain point. I like, and I've judged some major pinup cons. I'm talking about in front of 3,000 people at the Ink and Iron Festival. And when you have to read, each girl has a thick book of stuff you read about them, and you have to do this. So I got to the point where as I started judging, before the contest would start, VooDoo Larry, just to let you know, I'm in the contest. If you vote for me, my number is so, and I'm like, no, I gotta stop doing this. I can't do this. I don't want to have these girls all reach out. Well, I'm this and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna come and judge a contest, I'm gonna judge a contest like it should be.
Yeah.
And I've done many a contest from anything from like art car parade to pin up to music and everything. You know.
I don't know if I could do that like you.
It's hard. It's hard. It really is. It's a lot of work. Especially pinup. I got to the point where it's like, you know, I don't want to judge pinup anymore.
Yeah.
I'll go and I'll watch and stuff like that, but I don't want to do it anymore because it gets to the point where, unless it's a simple contest, let me have 10 girls and they're up there and you look at their outfits, how their makeup's done, how their hair's done, how their shoes are, how they walk, how they speak. Like, there's a lot more than that.
My girls are dance, so I don't understand what you're saying.
Yes.
It's weird.
And a lot of times,
shit that you don't even understand.
You have 3 categories. So one category can be ballroom, ball dress, or one category can be household wife, or one category can be swimsuit, or one can be like going to the prom. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
Like that. And these girls bring all these outfits and they change each outfit for each freaking thing, and you got to judge this.
And add up the
how they talk. You gotta listen to how they stance and how they hold themselves, like how they hold themselves like this. And like this.
I had no idea this was.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Pinup contest. Yeah.
When you get in this whole culture, remember this is a culture now.
Yes. Yeah.
And when you're a part of this culture and you're a big name in this culture, you have to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't mind, but when you get to the point where they're starting to get really too precise about it,
yeah.
They're like, nah, you can't do it. Now I've been to contests where you're trying to judge a 50s girl.
Yeah.
To a biker girl. Way different.
Right. Yeah.
Way different.
Yeah.
You can't put them in the same category.
No.
Why is this biker girl in here with her leathers on and you got this 50s girl? There's no competition on that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you need
to almost need
separate. Exactly.
Same thing with like a muscle car as opposed to custom.
Right.
Or like, I didn't even realize. So when I was talking to Don about coming up here, you know, when I met Don, actually, he lived in the same housing development.
Don Wallen?
Don Wallen.
Yeah, he lived up here in, I think it was Island Lake.
Yeah, well, he moved about a mile, not even a mile from us.
I miss that guy. He'll be at Custom Car Revival in a few weeks.
Yeah, well, he was driving his Merc by and stopped because he saw me working on a truck in the driveway. And he stopped and I actually did some electrical work for him and shit. But I started talking to him. I went
Down in Tennessee?
Yeah, down in Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went and did. I actually fixed some shit that he couldn't
Really?
get fixed. Yeah, so
So you actually did work for him down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was down.
Taking stuff to like 4 different people.
Yeah, couldn't fix
Fixed
it.
it, so guess what? He's coming back by you.
Yeah. He's like, if you need any electrical work, go to this fucking guy. And it's like, yeah, it's like, don't tell anybody that. Because I don't want to do a lot.
That's
of electrical work.
crazy.
It's a headache. But he showed up and it's like he started talking to me because I went and I worked at his garage. You know, obviously he's right down the road.
Yeah.
And you walk in this garage and it's like, there's shit everywhere about custom world, you know? And he started talking about traditional customs and modern customs and all this. And there's a whole world and it's like,
He is very adamant
God, settle down.
about no 22-inch wheels on a custom.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
We all are.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, big diameter wheels are good in hot rods because I'm going to tell you some of these 30s wheels are 20-inch, 18-inch, 17-inch, but not on customs.
Yeah.
Don't put anything bigger than a 15-inch wheel on your custom car. You can put 14s on them too.
That's
but
like the
don't-
lowrider world. So we went to Indiana.
13s.
We went to Indiana, and crazy enough, in the middle of no man's land, Huntington, lowrider community is huge there, right?
Yes.
And I learned about cheese balls. You know what cheese balls are?
Not the
The golden 13-inch rims.
Is that what they call them?
The spokes,
The
1,000
Daytons.
spokes.
The
Yeah.
100-spoke Daytons.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know shit about this stuff, man. So it's like, I come the whole way to no man land, Indiana, and learn about cheese balls. You shitting me?
The 100-spoke Dayton, gold Daytons.
But he told me, okay, so
They
we're
call
on
them
the
cheese
topic.
balls.
Yeah.
I would have thought that. Yeah, like, what?
No
Since we're
way.
on the
He
topic-
does. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Cheese curds are Wisconsin, man.
Yeah. So since we're talking about wheels, I wanted to talk to you because Don told me that you build custom hubcaps.
I do.
And he said it's secret, but I want to ask about the secret. Like, he's telling me about this shit. I want to know what he's talking about because I haven't dug deep enough into the Larry catalog to know about these custom hubcaps.
Well, the thing is actually, believe it or not, on that wall of hubcaps right there, you see those two with like, I don't know, 90 bars on them right there above the blue one. See the blue 4 bars?
Yeah. Yes.
Those two there?
Yeah.
I've had those since 1983.
Uh-huh.
Those were on my first old car, a 1960 Chrysler called Yakety Yak. And I've kept them since. I've never gotten rid of those. And ever since things grown.
Right.
Now, as my cars got more elaborate, more traditional customs, I want my hubcaps to stand out. Hubcaps are cool. They're all cool. Even see the naked lady ones on the wall over there?
Yeah.
Those are super ultra rare. Those
was gonna say,
those
I've
are
never seen
NOS, have
anything
never been mounted on a car.
Yeah.
I had the original boxes of those, but the boxes disintegrated. But there's the hubcaps. So anyway, I got to the point where it's like, now I got to take these hubcaps and I got to modify them and make them even more elaborate.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that. If you look, 53 Oldsmobile right there, the 3 bars to the right on below the orange rack right there.
I see it.
So I took, okay, those hubcaps are rare as it is. Those teeth right there, there's 3 on each hubcap. Check out the hubcaps to the left of them.
Yep.
There's what, 16 teeth on there?
Yeah.
Just one of those hubcaps alone is worth $100 to $150 with the 3 bars on them.
Yeah.
Look how many hubcaps it took me to make those there. So, but now I think that's elaborate. I want
That's
something that
awesome.
stands out. People don't see that.
Yeah.
So that's what I started doing. I started modifying the hubcaps. And the nice thing about them is I can change them out if I get tired of those. Like my Zephyr. I'm going to run different hubcaps
You
on
don't
my
have to
Zephyr.
drop
this year.
$5,000-$6,000 on
Exactly.
new wheels. It's
Exactly.
not even included.
I'm a
in there.
hubcap guy. I don't even like wheels. I like the steel wheel with a hubcap over it.
Yeah.
Now, like, well, matter of fact, like Lee's sedan here, he's got 40 Ford wheels. Those are 40 Ford wheels. I modified those wheels to fit 48 Lincoln hubcaps. I modified the hubcap to clip onto a 40 Ford wheel.
Yeah.
Those are hubcaps. They're super rare. They're Lincolns. I got them for the rear too. So, like I said, for hot rods, you can run a bigger diameter wheel because that's what they had. Tony, you're running what, 20s on the rear and 18s?
20s in the back, 18s in the front.
Yes. You can do that on these cars because that's what they had.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about, like, no, matter of fact, like Derek's car, he's running more of a modern style wheel. They're 15-inch. I think 15 or 16-inch. But to me, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of radial tires. Those are radial tires on a hot rod.
Yeah.
I like the skinny tires. See the skinny tires on?
Well, hell yeah. This is the
Yeah,
look.
that's the way to go. Even on Lee's car, look at the tread patterns and how cool the sidewall is. That's a ribbed sidewall on those front tires. That's the stuff I like doing on my hot rods.
So these are bias plies?
Those are all bias plies. Now they do make, well, matter of fact, let's look at Nick's car. Those are actually white wall tires. You can get them through Coker Tire. I'm a Coker Tire dealer, actually, believe it or not.
Okay.
But that's what we like to run our custom cars. When you build hot rods, it's more traditional. Put black walls, because back in the hot rod era, people couldn't afford to buy white walls. Those were expensive tires back then. It was easier just to take black wall tires, put them on a steel wheel, and call it a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where it came in. Now I was running white walls on my cars too, but I'm like, I started reading more pictures, looking at more pictures of rods. More show rods had white walls on them. More street-driven hot rods or Bonneville rods were black wall tires.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole thing fit in, because guys couldn't afford a white wall tire to put on their hot rod if they're stripping them down to nothing after World War II, you know?
Uh-huh.
So that's where the whole thing with the white walls came into play. And the hubcaps now, you couldn't run hubcaps on a hot rod because they'd fly off. So they just kept them with steel wheels.
Yep.
Regular steel wheels. And that's where the steel wheel. Now, like Lee's car, he could take the hubcap off and run without the hubcaps if he wants to. It's up to him. But to me, I'm a hubcap guy.
I like I'm always a big fan of, like, what are they, the Moonies?
Smoothies. We call them smoothies, yeah. They're a chrome reverse wheel with a moon cap in the middle. To me, it's okay, but it's plain Jane.
Right.
It'd be like me putting those ripple caps on. You can buy those off aftermarket. Up to see the ripple caps. They look like trash can lids at the very top.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had
Like I said, be like
65 Cadillac, and I put those on there. They're guaranteed to roll off every 50 miles. You lose one every 50 miles. I don't care what they are. I remember driving to Salina, Kansas in my Cadillac with those on there. First 100 miles in, I lost 2 of them. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I go out. I lost 1 more on the way out there. I pulled the last one off. I said, I'm leaving it off until I get there. So I get there, buy another set. They're your aftermarket. You can buy them anywhere. So I bought another set to drive car back home to Chicago. Now 700 miles, and they all rolled off again. I'm like, you know what? There's where they're going to hang now. The last set I bought, and they're hanging right up there, and they're never going to go on a car again.
I guess that's like Krager's. I'm not a,
Krager's
has been there, done that.
They've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
They came out in 1964. Now, this is where we have had issues in being traditional. Remember the True Spokes, Bayback Krager? They didn't come out until 1984.
Oh, yeah?
So the Kragers came out in 1964. The True Spokes came out in 84. So if you're going to go in a traditional realm here, and I'm going to school a lot of people on this, True Spoke Kragers came out in 1984. So if you're going to be traditional, don't put True Spokes on your traditional custom car or hot rod, because they didn't come out till 1984.
Yeah.
Kragers came out in 1964 because that's right before the muscle car. That's why you see a lot of Camaros and Novas and Chevelles. I even had a pair on my Malibu. I had a pair on my Malibu on the back because I was going to afford to buy 2 of them at the time. I was a poor kid,
Yeah.
But I put them on the rears because they were 50s. I had rent 50s. I had 50s on the back and regular 14-inch steels on the front, I had big and littles,
Yeah.
But at the time, that was still, Kragers were expensive. You can buy them now. You can they sell them repop now,
Look back then too, big tires in the back,
Oh,
Big and littles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's all. I don't. There's a time and a place for it. Like I said,
Yes, there is.
Indiana, they're diehard about keeping everything bone stock and the whole 9 yards, which is fine. It's all fine and dandy, but I like to have some custom to.
Okay, so I'm gonna school some people here, and this is the thing. We were talking about this earlier. That patina. I'm gonna go here to patina cars.
Right.
I'm not a fan of patina whatsoever. Did you ever see George Barris or Gene Winfield or any customizer that driving around a rusty car?
No.
Not at all. Not only that.
Even if they had to roll paint on.
Well, they did that back
Yeah,
then. That was the most affordable. You go buy a gallon of paint and roll it on with or brush it on.
Yeah.
My grandfather even did that to one of his cars from the 30s. So anyway, back to the patina cars. There was no patina back then. You didn't drive around a rusty car. You didn't do none of that. So the thing is when it comes to a patina car and you put an air ride, it's not a custom. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is not a custom. That's what kind of aggravates me a little bit. Don't go buy yourself a rusty car and put air ride on it and drive it around. You don't have a custom car. You have a rusty car with air ride.
Yeah.
And that's where I try to school people. In my car club, VooDoo Kings, we have a list of car modifications. You have to have 4 body modifications. A body modification is you're modifying the body of the car. You're not bolting stuff on. You're not painting it. You're not putting white wall tires or air ride. You have to modify the body. Shave your door handles off. Nose and deckets. French headlights, shaved door handles, French antennas, custom taillights, anything like that. Don't bolt a set of lake pipes on your car and, oh, I got a custom now. You don't. You have a stock car with lake pipes on it. So I try to go back and I try to school people, and I try to explain to them, this is how this works. If you're going to have a custom car, customizing means customizing the body.
Yep.
Customizing the car to make it look like something it was never meant to be, right? So that's where I try to school a lot of people. Modify the car, modify the body. Even if it's a contemporary and you're shaving the door handles, or you still have a custom, but it's custom with a C.
Yeah.
Custom with a K is, to me, I cut my cutoff is 1964. So pre-muscle car era. So now, before that, now you're customizing your car. You're shaving your stuff. You're Frenching your nose and deck and chopping the top. So that's what my car club is. VooDoo Kings are a custom hot rod club. We're allowed lowriders and gassers also up to 1964. They're all modified. You know what I mean? We're not a bone stock club. We are a modified car club. We are a custom car club. And that's why I started the car club back in 97 when I started the club. So anyway, that's where the whole thing is. And I try to school a lot of people on this. Just because you have a patina car and you have air ride on it and the stock, you don't have, it's not a custom car.
Yeah.
It's not, you have a car with air ride that's rusty.
I think the whole patina thing showed up because everybody's afraid to do paint and body. You know,
Well, none of that,
that
costs too much money.
Yes.
Costs too much money. Oh, I can't afford to do that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Drive around your car with air ride and rusty body.
I feel like, I think even if you did the body work
Yeah.
and you just got the turbo can, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The turbo cans, or you can even buy rattle can shit nowadays. I mean, at that point in time, it's still going to look better than some of the...
Or just sand it down and primer it and run around and primer.
Right.
Shave your door handles, French the headlights, maybe shave the trim off. Get rid of the antenna, the wipers. That's the first thing that comes off my car is hood ornaments and wipers. I don't like that big chrome thing on the hood. I'm like, that's like a big booger up there. It needs to go off the car, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why is there a big booger on the front?
Yeah.
Like, I even welded a piece of angle iron so I can open my hood easier on the car. See a piece of angle iron on the hood, nose of my hood that's sticking up? That's just to be able to lift the hood. I mean, I should leave it on. It could be a rat rod.
Right. Well, speaking of rat rods, I feel like that's where the patina thing came in.
Well, okay.
Like rat rod, I feel like it's acceptable with a rat rod. See, with the patina thing, I feel like there's an era.
No. I'm going to tell you right now.
Might be able
my
to,
wagon
but the
gets
people
finished,
that are-
or Jimmy's car, or this car gets finished with a nice paint job. I'm going to tell you, I had the VooDoo Creeper. I don't know if you don't remember that car or not. I don't know if you even followed any of the stuff I've done.
I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of your
I
stuff.
was at a gas station. The VooDoo Creeper is a 53 Chevy Super Radical Custom. I was at a gas station one day. I'm getting gas. This guy comes up to me and he taps me on the shoulder, and I'm getting gas. The gas filler's in the trunk of the car.
Yeah.
Taps me. He's like, "Sir, I have a question." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man? Is that one of those rat rods?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's got this 15-year-old kid with him. This guy's probably my age at the time. This is probably 10 years ago. He goes, "Is that one of those rat rods?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, rat rod? What is that?" He's like, "Well, no, I see these cars on TV, and they bolt all kinds of stuff on them, and they have, some of them have rust on them." I'm like, "Okay, first of all, you see rust on my car?" I mean, I'm getting kind of pissed off, and I can see the kid nodding at me, looking at his father like, "Oh my God, don't listen to my dad." I can see this.
Embarrassing me.
Really. And he's getting the son's like, he had to walk away. He went back in the car and sat down. Like, he's like, "Well, you don't have to be a jerk to me." I'm like, "No. I have to tell you, you better do some research what a rat rod is to wear a custom car. You don't walk up to a nicely finished car. I don't care if it's chopped and it has cool shit on it. Don't call it a rat rod.
Yeah.
A rat rod is a rusty piece of crap that looks like it's not even ready for the road. Should just pull it out of the junkyard." And that's what I try to explain to him. And he's like, "Well, okay, you don't have to be a jerk." I'm like, "You know what? I have nothing more to say to you. Do some research, bro." And he walked away, like, nodding his head. I could see his kid in the car give him a snot look, too. I'm like, you know what? And that makes me feel like his 15-year-old kid even knew better than to ask this guy, his father to ask this guy, is he's driving a rat rod. And I'm like, it's just stuff like that that's like aggravates you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what? If you haven't seen the VooDoo Creeper, I'm gonna show you a picture really quick here, and you're like,
I think I
gotta pay my car.
This guy called this car a rat rod.
There is a culture.
Get the hell?
Cars that the paint
Here.
looks like.
Yeah. Yes.
I would
Yes.
consider that a rat rod.
He called
Yes.
this a rat rod.
I've seen that.
Does that look like a rat
Absolutely.
rod to anybody?
Hell no. I would have called that a hot rod. You know.
Not even.
Well, I'm just saying,
Not
if you had
even.
no idea,
It's a custom with a K.
if I had no idea,
Hot rod.
right? That's what I'm
Right.
Rat rod's like putting clothespins and weird shit.
Well, when I think of
Right.
rat rod,
Making your floorboards out of license plates.
It's something of what you have.
yeah, when I think of a rat rod, I think of
floors and shit.
Door panels. You know, instead of putting an interior, they'll weld a bunch of license plates
Model
together.
A is what I'm thinking as far as a rat rod goes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Model A.
You know who
But it's
invented
got-
the term, right?
Somebody put the little guy on the front, and we
Yeah.
hit the water
You know-
cooler, it looks like he pisses out it, and everything's just hobnob.
You know who invented the term was Chip Foose, and I remember reading a story about this somewhere. Chip Foose saw a car, it was rusty, and he was like, "Oh, they should put a rat on the grill shell of that thing, called a rat rod." And that's where I heard the whole name start with. Now I built a car called the VooDoo Diablo. I don't again do some research on my car.
That's the 31, right?
No, that was a Psychosis.
Oh, okay.
Called the VooDoo Psych. I name everything Voodoo on my cars.
Yeah.
So I call
It's
this
the
car the
second
VooDoo
part
Diablo.
keep track of.
Is a 28 Dodge 4-door sedan. Yes, and I hate to say it, but it had a rusty patina on it. But I built this car before things were called rat rods.
Yeah.
And it was a very well crafted car, and I'm going to show you a picture of this car. This car made the cover of Old School Rods magazine in 07. Now they call it. Now I built this car. I called it a well-crafted hot rod because it was a hot rod. But the whole rat rod thing started like a couple years after this. And so everywhere
The
I
only
went
way
with this car.
we
That's a
would
rat
call
rod.
it
That's
that
a
is
rat.
because of the
What the hell is a rat rod? What is a rat rod?
The finish.
Patina. It's a
Yeah.
patina. This is what was left is the original paint on this car still from 1928. It's a Dodge Brothers. This is the Dodge Brothers. It used to be a 4-door sedan. Here, I'll show you. This car won a lot of awards everywhere I took this car. Yeah.
But it drove or handled it. It wasn't like that.
I think sweet.
You get misconceptions with like.
Well, rat rods like they
I didn't weld a bunch of stupid shit.
rigged
Oh.
together, like don't.
Yeah,
try
it's all
that
good.
car, you know what I mean?
But the floor isn't made out of like license
Or
plate
tractor seats. Just sitting on tractor seats in your car.
or a milk crate or a milk crate.
I mean, everyone's on a different budget. I get. I'm not judging. You know,
Believe it or not,
judging
Hey,
people.
the
It's
first
just-
building,
yeah.
the
When I-
first
when
building
you
the
say-
car, we died for a milk crate,
Yeah,
I didn't
rat rod. I feel like is like it's
believe it or not, I haven't had this car for probably
yeah.
almost 20 years. I haven't had this car. Believe it or not, this car still exists. It's a couple blocks away. He brings it to my open house every year.
Right.
Yes.
It's awesome.
This is actually last year at my open house, right out front here.
Gets on it to make
He
it
drives
Open
it.
house.
He
Talk
drives
about
it.
talk about
Driving
open house.
Yeah.
break. And
Yeah. You guys got to come to my open house this year. It's gonna be the last one here.
Weird shit, and that's fine. It's got to drive. It's got to drive, dude.
Yeah, we got more. Oh, no problem. I got plenty of it in there. So anyway,
I'll take other.
open house. Okay, well, okay. So this year will be my 21st annual. You believe that? 20 years, 21 years, 21 years. This August.
I'm pretty cheap. I'm a pretty cheap whore.
And I'll explain to you that I always did my open house the first Sunday of August because when I started doing it 20 years ago, there was no car shows on that day. So I started doing them on that day because there was no car shows. No, over time progressed and stuff, then I started doing it. And car shows started happening. But a lot of people still come. But a lot of people go to other car shows too, which I'm not going to deter. I'm open to everybody. I'm open to tuner cars or anything that wants to come here and hang out. It's a car world.
Your cup of tea, but
Not at all. Everybody's
all
welcome.
the people are here for cars, whether it's a tuner,
Yes, yes.
muscle car,
Everybody's welcome.
customs.
Everything. Trucks.
All there for the same.
If you have a fire engine, you can come bring your fire engine here.
Hot rod. At the end of the day, it's like you said about the tuner style nowadays. It's just old school hot rod. But it's just
If you think about it, absolutely. Right.
I mean,
they're
I'm
working with what they got.
I'm
Right.
a Fox body Mustang guy. You don't like to hear that, but my first cars were
Well, then you
body
and
Mustang.
Brian Glass guy,
93 Cobras.
you and Brian Glass guy, because he still has
over
his
100 grand.
95 Vox body Mustang.
Right, I do.
Glass,
I
did you know that?
Fox body. Who had that?
Brian Glass guy.
Oh, really?
He still has his.
I know, okay.
He's got his is 1,200 horsepower though.
Mine was a stock
Yeah.
car. I should never sold it. My buddy.
Well, that you know that's in my Zephyr, right?
$95,000.
Oh, you didn't hear that, did you?
I know.
Fox body Mustang and my Zephyr.
We're a little bit different, but I love what you do.
Well, thanks, bro. I appreciate it, man.
You know how I am.
Look at the foggy in here. It's fog building up in here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Smoke.
That's the ambiance.
Right.
It is. It really is. Once we turn that light off over there, when it gets a little darker, it's pretty cool.
So when you do the open house, I'm assuming everything's nice. Well, I mean everything's
What I try to do is, as clean as my shop is now, I try to organize it a little bit nicer, maybe move the cars. If it's the point, but I'm pretty full house, so I can't. I used to stagger the cars.
Hoping by this time, like June, like my paint will get ready. In August, we're putting together. We'll put the stanchions around it, and we'll have my car almost getting
We'll see.
together. That's you know what I mean?
I want to be able to put some more cars outside from inside. You know what I mean?
It's
what you-
If rain and humidity, it's
this whole strip out here is probably loaded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one time I had 600 cars show up here.
Oh shit. That's
They were
awesome.
parked on the next block over that way, all the way around.
We interviewed the guys from Wrenched, or was it Wrenched? That's what the show was. Yeah, Wrenched.
Frenched. Okay. Yeah.
Nichols Paint and Fab.
Yeah,
Justin Nichols. Yeah, we went down to lower part of Illinois, and you know what I'm talking about. And he has open houses, and he said the same thing. He's like, we had to like scale it back.
That's exactly. That's what I did.
Crazy.
I stopped handing out flyers for it. I stopped handing out business cards and everything for it. The problem is it got too big.
Yeah.
I was when I was renting porta potties, tables, tents, everything. It was costing me thousands of dollars a year to do open house. I'm like, I gotta stop. I can't do this anymore. I'm not that big of a shop.
don't charge no one to come. You know,
I don't. My band plays out front. We set up my big tent out here, and my band plays under there. Put out a couple tents. Ruby sells the merchandise out in the front of the building, and it's great. It's enough. I think what we had last year, maybe 100 cars tops.
Yeah.
I scaled
That's
it down
a nice
that
little
much.
car show.
Yes.
It's still a nice little car
It's still a good. Did you come last year?
I didn't come last year.
Well, you better come this year.
No, I know. Kids throw rents into work now.
I know.
I know. No,
We bring the kids. They'll have fun. They like to see the band and stuff.
I don't know if I was an Arizona guy. I usually go to Arizona at the same time a couple of times where you're.
Remember when you had your sister or something? Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So it's a good time. It's a good time.
Spot there. Hey.
I usually get a food vendor that comes out and does food. So I had this guy,
Crepe guy.
Cheesies,
Okay.
Crepe guy.
Cheesies.
Savory crepes.
Well, who does that?
We
You?
got a crepe guy in Tennessee. We used to go to a winery on Saturday nights. We would call and be like,
Winery. Geez, I couldn't do that, man.
we would be like, hey, is the crepe guy going to be there? He would make savory, like cheesesteak crepes, dude.
Really?
Ever in my life. I always thought it was strawberries and cream. Fuck no.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Empanada or
That's crazy.
Listen. Anyway, I
I have the last few years I've used this guy called Cheesies. They do gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. Oh,
wow.
These things are amazing, bro. I'm talking about grilled cheese sandwiches this thick with any different kinds of stuff in it, with macaronis and cheese and all kinds of cool
It's
stuff.
like a fancy crepe guy.
Everything.
It's like a fancy crepe guy with toasted cheese.
With grilled cheese. That's a comfort food, they call it, you know?
wrong with the food truck.
But this year, I have a friend of mine, Blessing. He owns a catering business that does Mexican food, authentic. Like they bring the grill and everything and cook Mexican food on the grill and sells it that way.
Tacos.
Yeah, authentic Mexican. Now Ruby's Mexican, she cooks, but she's like, I'm not doing that. But my buddy Blessing, I'll probably use him this year. Something different, you know.
Yeah.
And he won't charge me that much because if I don't sell enough, then they charge me a fee. If I had to sell a certain amount of,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I got you.
yes,
Makes
They
sense.
cover the meat and shit, but I want my labor.
right.
Right.
It's a big food truck. It's a big, gigantic box truck that says Cheesies on the side of it. But I'm telling you, their food is amazing. Now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's Dave. I think it's Dave.
You're saying you had mentioned about possibly going somewhere else as far as Texas goes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be
I'm
the last open house in
yeah.
Illinois.
The problem is it's getting to the point where everything's just too high priced here now. I've lived here all my life. You know, I'm 61 this year, and it's getting to the point where I can't afford it here anymore. My rent is too high. I'm a one man shop.
We live
I got
in
a-
a place called Crook County.
Yes, Cook County. Believe it or not, okay, no, downtown Chicago is 35 miles from here. I'm in the same county as downtown.
Well,
I'm
it's
still in
Fort
Cook County.
Wayne. Fort Wayne's 52 square miles.
That's what this is.
Crazy.
That's what this is. But anyway, it's ridiculous how much everything costs now. And it's getting to the point where it's like, I got to work that much harder. I got to charge that much more. And I don't want to do that. I still want to be the kind of the lowest price custom shop.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I've been trying for many years and it's kicking my ass. You know what I mean?
Blue collar doesn't mean it's cheaper.
Well,
I'm the blue collar worker,
the
working for the blue collar worker. You know?
well, the crazy thing is like
Certain shops do.
Right.
a lot of people do.
Right.
But you're affordable. So some guys, I can't walk into an certain shop and pay $300,000 for a car. Let's
Right.
do that.
Right.
Still get what you want.
Well, the difference between
not
working,
cutting corners either.
yeah, the difference between working for somebody that
Quality.
working with somebody like him or even me, I'm the only person that's working in the shop right.
One man shop. So you
And
know that.
but yet,
How?
but yet, you're here hanging out with the guy who runs the shop.
Right. That's,
You're able to talk about the car. You're not going to get this type of, you're not going to get this one-on-one
some of the big shops.
with anybody else. Like
Right.
we have a vehicle in the shop right now. The guy spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a Camaro, and it leaks water on his feet when he drives it when it's raining. And he's like, I had all these check marks, these boxes that I wanted checked, and none of them got checked. And when I would call the guy to call me back, it would be weeks. This guy is
You're,
what, 12 hour time difference. So if I gotta talk to him at midnight, I'll call him at midnight. You know what I mean?
Hey, right.
So you're getting
Well, do they charge you to talk to them after hours?
no, I don't charge him.
Oh, okay.
Because
You don't.
Because
I
like
don't
you
either.
said, because like
I
you
don't
said,
ever.
you're trying to
Never ever.
You're trying to
I don't
be
want nothing for nothing.
I try to make time for everybody.
right, but
try
you
to make time
sound
for
like
everybody.
you're tight. You don't want to. You still want to get paid, but at the same time, you don't want to be the. You don't want to be $200 a fucking hour.
push someone
You
away
know.
and
But the crazy,
get the job done though, and it says a lot, and they'll come back probably.
Yeah.
And they might have a good sense, good rapport, word of mouth, and then that's how you go.
You don't get the experience that you guys
no,
that-
right.
Right.
I feel like people that are shopping around, they don't understand
No.
what. It's funny that you say about not wanting to charge too much money. I don't want to charge too much money because I.
But you still have a living to make. You still have bills to pay and everything, which I do too.
But like,
Everybody does.
Nothing for free, but I totally get it.
yeah. But I mean, I feel like you give them the. I mean, they're coming here for VooDoo Larry, you know. So you get to give them. You, in essence, when you think about it, what you offer per dollar is a hell of a lot more than what a big shop's going to offer per dollar, and you charge less money.
And you probably,
You know what I mean?
Never get the
So it should be flopped, realistically.
Yeah.
Sit there, have a beer, talk, and he'll.
Basically, the money I make keeps my business open.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but it's true. And the thing is it's also hard for me to live, like to have my own place. So thank God Ruby helps out. She's a school teacher, you know, so she helps out, you know. But thing is it's hard. You know what I mean? I have
Well,
overhead.
what's-
We have bills to pay.
If it wasn't for the wife, I mean, if I was trying to do this on my own, there ain't no fucking way.
Yeah.
But we're a team. We're teamwork.
Exactly.
You work.
Exactly.
I can't rich doing it, man. I mean, some of these big shops do, sure, but
So
Oh, they charge for every. They'll charge you for $3 for a washer rolled into a car
Yeah,
over there.
right,
They
yeah.
do that.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
yeah,
That's why another thing too. Let's say, for instance, some of the big name shops sit and draw pictures of your car before they build your car.
and then they charge you for that.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
To sit and artwork your car for a week, and they charge you thousands of dollars before you even build it. When a car comes to me,
Ferrari.
I build a car.
Yeah.
I get the saw ready, and I'm ready. That's why I told you I look at it for a week or two before I start on it. I'm like, ooh, I got to get this in a plate. I don't sleep at night. I sleep maybe 3 or 4 hours a night.
Yeah.
I don't sleep at night. But you know why? Because the wheels are turning. What am I going to do? What am I going to do on Tony's car tomorrow? What am I do on Tim's car tomorrow? Or Steve's Merc? Or Jimmy's car? Or Chuck's car? Or this guy's car? You know, the wheels are turning. So I'm always thinking, what am I going to do tomorrow? What item is going to be next on which car that I'm going to work on? And that's what I do. I make my way around full circle. I work on this car. Boom, 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 boom. But the nice thing is I don't work on the same car every day, which sometimes I try to.
Well, it could
you know
get,
what I mean?
it could get over. It's
It is.
point in time,
It
it's
is.
like, I've been working on this fucking windshield for 8
There's times I have to step away. Right. There's times I have to step away.
I'll see you next week.
There's sometimes I step away. Absolutely. I need to like take a break. All right, I'm gonna tackle that car 2 days from now, or maybe next week I'll get back on it. So there is times where I get to the point where it's like, I got to step back.
Yep.
I'm in this place all the time. The only time I go out of this place if I go out of town to chop a car, or if I do a class. I don't go. I don't go on regular vacations. I really do. My vacations, like when I went down to Kentucky to chop Brandon's El Camino. It's kind of like nice. I get to sleep in a different area. I don't get to sleep in the same place. So it's like one of those things that it's nice to get away. But I'm still working.
Right.
But I'm still
You
working.
want to enjoy your ship, or you have to go work.
Right.
Well, that's like
I don't remember the last time I actually went on a vacation. When I went to all these countries,
Minimum tools.
I go to work.
Shop here. So
Like, what are you talking about? You went to Australia. I went down there, and even though I didn't shop a car, but I got to go to shops. I got to meet other shop owners. The nice thing is Rodney and his family are the greatest. They took us. We actually got to eat cool seafood, and we got to go visit the Gold Coast, and we got to go visit cool places, and like almost like a vacation. Like I didn't have to work.
it's like your family. They welcome you with open arms.
They do, absolutely, and I'm honored.
Culture and what you are about.
I'm honored. It means the world to me for
Actually do it, Larry.
these people to do that. Right.
What's
No,
like us?
they take care of my
Vacation-
airfare.
I mean, our vacation right now is coming here.
Hey.
I mean, we're working. We're
Right.
working.
Absolutely right.
But we're networking. We're working.
Right.
We're hanging out, talking about hot rods. I mean, it's
I'm kind of sad that Ruby had to go to Texas to
But I mean,
visit her
that's-
son down there.
Yeah.
And I didn't go.
But it's still.
I'm here in my shop again.
Yeah.
I'm here in my shop the whole weekend.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. This is what I do, you know. So I don't get out of here.
so. Getting back to hot rods.
Yeah.
Is there
Hot
any-
rods are ray rods. They're
Yeah.
customs.
is there anybody that you watch YouTube wise? You think that's like that might be younger, it's an up and comer, or somebody that you're learning a lot from?
I do. I occasionally. I don't watch a lot of TV. You know what I do? I watch YouTube videos on deep sea fishing, or stuff like that. I don't watch how to chop a top. Why would I watch that? Why would I watch another car show thing where that's what I do? Why would I wouldn't watch someone else's stuff? That other person, whoever does it, you know who I do like though, and I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to put this out there, Mr. Ian Russo.
Yourself.
Yes, that guy, he's awesome. He's been to my shop here, and I love the guy. I love him. He mentions me on his podcast or his shows and stuff like that. And awesome dude. Awesome fabricator. He makes cool stuff, and I love the guy. There's other people that I'm not going to name names, but I don't watch them. You know, I that'd be like me just watching my own videos. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll do a video, but I'm not going to sit and watch someone else's video because that's what I do. I like to watch stuff in music. I'm a bass player, so I like heavy duty band. I like metal. I do. You know I do. You know what I mean? Sepultura. Okay, I love Sepultura. I'm a rockabilly guy though. Okay, my favorite band in the whole wide world is the Stray Cats. I'm a Stray Cat guy from day one. I got to meet them all when I was a 17-year-old kid. I got to see my first Stray Cats concert at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago here in 1982. I'm a rockabilly guy since day one. Like I said, I grew up in the 50s culture. Yeah. But when I was a little kid, my mom listened to Elvis. She would listen to Jerry Lee Lewis, Chuck Berry. Yeah. So I grew up in listening to this all the time because that's what my mom listened to. We didn't listen to folk music or hippie music and stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, and my band hates me for it, I don't even like any 70s music. We play Creedence Clearwater Revival in my band, which most of it's the late 60s. Yeah. And we play punk rock. We play...
It's the old lady going to the front, going to the truck.
Okay. So anyway, it's one of those things that I'm very particular about my music. I like death metal. Yeah. I like... I like that stuff. You know what I mean? But I like rockabilly. Yeah. I play stand-up bass.
Good, though.
Oh man, I love playing.
That's even Johnny Cash. I mean, that's like
we do 5 Johnny Cash songs in my band. You know.
And then Social Distortion was on. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't call that rockabilly.
So you've heard my bands. We do 5 Social D songs too.
And then
Creedence Clearwater. We do Clash. We do some Clash stuff. We do a lot of Elvis. We do Elvis stuff. No, we didn't do that. Actually, we do Brand New Cadillac by the Clash.
Yeah.
But we play it heavy. We have a new drummer, Tony. This guy plays double bass.
Yeah.
You haven't heard Tony play double bass the brand new Cadillac. Bro, wait till you hear this, man. This guy, he's one of the top drummers in the city of Chicago. Wait till you hear this guy play, man. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's excited to do this, you know.
And you're saying you guys are playing at the open house?
Yes.
And then you guys are playing.
We're playing the pre-party for the Chalk Class at the end of the month.
If you're playing down towards my neck of the woods.
We're playing at the James Dean Run.
Yeah.
My first time, man. I'm so excited about this. Yeah. It's like a big deal for us to play James. I wanted to play James Dean Run for like 30 years. You know?
Well, the guys that are doing it, they're pretty excited. Like I said,
yeah.
When they invited me down to be a special guest for their show, their club meeting, I'm standing in there and they're like, "Yeah, VooDoo is coming down," and I was like, "I'm going to interview him, you know, for the podcast."
That's awesome.
So,
Larry Williams is the guy who booked us.
Okay.
You talked to Larry at all? But if you get a chance, the second weekend in June, you should try making Custom Car Revival. It's in Indianapolis.
So Don,
Did he tell you about it?
shit all the time, man.
Okay,
He's
you
like,
gotta go.
Gotta go. Yeah,
They
Down at
get-
the hotel, right?
It's at the.
You guys
what's
take
the
over
name
a
of the
whole
hotel?
entire hotel.
Same thing.
Was it
No.
Drury?
Drury Lane Hotel.
Yeah, you guys take over everything.
The whole parking lot.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hotel, everything.
They get 200 full customs.
Yeah.
Now, we're not. There's no hot rods.
None.
It's just custom cars.
Yeah.
Chopped, dropped, whatever. Custom candy
pretty
paint
much
jobs
what-
and everything.
Maybe the late 50s, prior to.
I know. What's his cutoff?
Is it like
64.
Usually, I take Thursday, Friday off, and I'll get up in the morning, have coffee, and
Maybe 60s. Early 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have to be real early. I couldn't imagine, because, I mean, that's all there is.
I think I've seen a couple cars like 62 or 63, but that's it.
Wednesday, Saturday morning, you hang under holiday Saturday.
Yeah. Try to make it. It's June 6th, 7th, and 8th, I want to say.
Okay.
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It does go on Sundays. It's over Saturday night.
Right.
Try to make it if you can.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Bring your video.
That's what he was saying.
Yes.
Don's
We're all going to be there. VooDoo Kings are going to be there. Yeah.
I saw a video of last year's, and
Yeah.
it was,
That was the first time at Drury because we used to be at the La Quinta.
yeah, that's
At
what
the
they
La
were saying.
Quinta Inn, you know.
Yeah.
But Drury is bigger. It's a nicer hotel. Parking lot's nice. The only thing I miss is the cruising because Kevin would go. We would cruise to a different place.
Yeah.
We'd hop in our cars and drive. Last year we just kind of sat in the parking lot. That's all we did.
Yeah.
But beautiful cars, cool people to hang out with, and it's just a good time. You know. I would recommend Kevin does a great show, and I'm happy that he does the show because it caters to us people that are into custom cars.
Yeah.
In this custom world, you know. So come on out. It's worth it. Worth the day, even if you come up for just the Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is the best day because that's the last day. Friday is cool too. We just hang out in the parking lot and we just talk all night, hang out, talk cars.
Around hot rods all day.
Exactly.
heaven forbid.
Customs.
Yeah, heaven forbid. Yeah. Customs with a K.
Exactly. Exactly. It's highly recommended. So if you can make it, bro, try to make it out.
Now, do you have a favorite car show that you've ever been to or like to go to?
Well, there's a lot. I've been to Led East on the East Coast. I've been to Grand National Roadster Show. I've been to Santa Maria. Santa Maria is up there. I think next year we're all going to try to get to Santa Maria. That's it's California.
Yeah.
James Dean Run, Revival. I do like Salina, but the problem with Salina is 1,000 degrees there. It's full humidity. It's so high. You're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
there. It's a good show too, but I think over the years I've seen it progress into kind of like an open car show. It's not sticking to Lead Sled Spectacular, which is all customs. You know what I mean? So that's different. But they do the Titus is still put on a good show there. I haven't been there in years, but I used to take out a different car every year. I'd build a car there, you know. So I've been to a lot. You know, I've been to a lot of shows. So I think the Revival and Santa Maria are probably my favorites to go to. They're a world apart. You know what I mean? But James Dean Run too. I love the James Dean Run. It's at the end of the year. It's one of the last shows of the year. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a good time too. You know.
Well, let me ask you one thing. If you were to give anybody any sort of advice to get into this stuff, what kind of advice would you, if somebody was starting out,
like a young guy?
Yeah.
Or even
Yeah, because I mean, with you doing YouTube videos and trying to keep the spirit alive and everything, like, because there's a lot of people that ask me questions about how, like I literally get emails about what you would do to start or where do I start.
I have a lot of people reach out to me too, like, hey, VooDoo, how'd you start your business? How do you get into owning your shop? Well, the thing is if you start getting this, I would suggest
jump into it, right?
No, not really. Really, build yourself a cool car and get out in the public. That's what I did as a kid getting into this. I would take my own car and I would customize I would take the same car for a couple of years and modify it every year and bring it out as a different car because I couldn't afford to buy a new car to customize every year. So I would take the same car and modify it and lower it, and maybe this time I'm going to shave the handles, or next time I'm going to change the grill, or I'm gonna put air ride on it this time. I'm gonna chop the top this time. I would do the same thing with the same car for a couple of years until it got to the point where I can sell that car and buy another car. So I suggest, like all these younger guys that get in this, build yourself a car and make a name for yourself. Because if you're not gonna make a name for yourself, then just be a car guy and enjoy your car and go cruising. But if you want to get into this, owning a business is a lot of work. A lot of freaking work. I'm gonna tell you right now. All these years of me doing this, and again, 20 years of me doing this here, and I'm proud to say I've been doing it. And not only that, 20 years before that, 46 years I've been doing this and building cars and enjoying the whole scene, you know? So if you're going to get into it, it's not a cheap hobby to be into. By no means I tell anybody it's not cheap at all. But if you're going to get into it, stick to it and keep learning. Learn stuff. If you want to get into fabrication, reach out to a fabricator, may have some time for you. Like these young kids from Tulsa, I want to bring them here for a couple of days and I'm going to teach them because they want to learn. They want to learn. Yes. Especially a girl. This 18-year-old girl wants to learn. I'm like, okay, if you want to learn, but you got to learn. Don't come here and like, oh, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. No, you're going to learn how to do stuff and I'm going to teach you. You know what I mean?
The rights and wrongs.
Find us under somebody that wants to teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, and a lot of times I don't have the time to do stuff as much as I want to, but you know, I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to do the best as I can because that's all I can do. You know. Now, most people will retire when they're in their 60s and stuff, but not me. I'm going to be doing this till whenever I can't do it no more. You know. So I would say if you're going to get into this, stick with it and don't make it a fad. Don't pretend to do this. You know, stick with it and stick with it till the end. Because if you don't, then don't do it.
Like if it's a fad, you're going to go broke.
Well, again, what I say, it's not a cheap hobby to be into by no means whatsoever. Even people I'm building cars for, or if they're building their own stuff, they'll know it's expensive. But if you want to, and you work hard, and you work at your job hard, and you want to do it, then do it.
As soon as you buy 3 tools, you know it's expensive.
Yeah. Power hammer over there.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Bead roller over there, English wheel over there, you know. But those are the tools that make your job easier, too.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what people pay for, too. You know.
Exactly. And the grass. Don't forget the grass with the dirt in it, too.
Yeah.
Ball peen hammer and sheet metal on the grass.
That's right.
My mom always said, Larry, you need to stop doing that lawn. The lawnmower wheels are falling into the grass. And every time they fall in the grass, it cuts the grass down to dirt. Then I said, Mom, then we should do the whole yard in dirt and we'll be all good. That could keep pounding metal and it'll make it like the moon craters. That's what I told her. But anyway, it's just one of those things that it's just something I'll do for the rest of my life. Like I said, I wouldn't know what to do after this.
Yeah. You'd be lost.
I would be.
Yeah.
What am I going to be, a greeter at Walmart? Hey, check me out. Hey, the toilet paper's over there, and the toothpaste is over there, and there's the automotive section over there. Picture VooDoo Larry over there sitting there as a greeter. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No way. I need a bullet. I need a bullet.
Yeah, right. So anyway,
Sock out, Jimmy.
I lost one.
did you really? They went up there, burned out, or how come they're going out so fast? Because you don't charge them enough?
Well, I had them charged. I had 4 batteries. They both died, and then just
did they?
Yeah, and then they died again. But yeah, I tell you what.
Yeah.
We'll wrap this up. Where can people find you? I know we talked about Facebook, YouTube,
Social media.
like that. Yeah.
Social media, I guess, is the thing now.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, like on Facebook, VooDoo Larry Kustoms on Facebook, Instagram, VooDoo_Larry, YouTube, VooDoo Larry, Just Google VooDoo Larry, and I'm everywhere.
Pretty sure you're gonna.
I can't hide from nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hackers and see.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I guess we'll wrap everything up. I appreciate you letting me come out here, me and the wife.
Thank you guys for coming out, though. Seriously, it's nice meeting you guys, and I'm glad you come and hang out. And you guys are welcome here anytime.
Yeah.
Got my buds here, and Jimmy.
Right.
Hi, Jimmy over there.
Jimmy over there.
He's in the back 40 over there.
The back 9.
Yeah, right. So anyway, yeah. So like I said, just check out my stuff. I got more stuff. I'm a one-man shop, so when I try to do my videos and Ruby's not here, I try to do them on my own, and it's hard. Yeah. I gotta set my phone on the tripod over here, and I gotta go over to the English. I gotta move it over here.
Yeah.
So I try to do that, but it's a lot of work, and I'm still trying to finish cars during the day, So this is one of those things I try to do as much as I can. So keep checking back. That's all I can say.
Well, sweet. I appreciate it. And ladies,
don't
and gentlemen,
forget, I'm doing a chop class at the end of the month. So if anybody wants to sign up or come and check it out, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you do that every year then, pretty much?
I try to do it like once or twice a year, yeah.
So if this comes out afterwards, hopefully I can get everything square and maybe get it out beforehand. But if not,
come for the chop
Open
class
house.
and a free party before that.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It's the end of the month.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Rock and roll.
rock and roll sounds
Crazy man, crazy. Dig it, daddy-o.
good. Ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of It's All About the Build, brought to you by IBF Hot Rods. VooDoo Larry out.
Craziness.
All the fans and the
Thanks,
crowd
guys.
today.
Stay ready.
That's right.
Crazy man, crazy daddy-o.
All right.
I know a guy.
Type O.
That's
I do
right.
know a guy.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, over and out.
Craziness.
You've been listening to It's All About the Build podcast. Big thanks to IBF Hot Rods for making it happen. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, leave a comment, and rate the show. And follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram for the money, for the glory, and for the fun. And as always, pinkies out. Thank you all for listening.